started.
Okay.
All right, and then we are live everywhere. It's 6 o'clock.
Yep.
6 o'clock. That's crazy. Maybe we'll do like a short stream today.
Sure.
Shorter.
Hello. Hey, Dahlia, PN, Chinese name, Jacob, and Nizatari. Hello. Hope everyone's doing good. I think this is a super cute image. Hello. On TikTok.
There we go. Hey,
Hey,
Fico.
Fico.
How's it going?
What's up? I'm excited to do this study because I like drawing blazers, and this one's gonna be fun. I really like the folds. This part here. My squirrel is gone.
Rip.
Oh no.
That's
hope you'll find it.
crazy.
All right, let's add a pretty face on here. And let me just title this Anime Art Tutorials. Anime Art Tutorials. Hey Sasuke, Microvoc. I'm happy, awesome. I've achieved the power, awesome. What do you prefer, traditional or digital? I mean, I mostly work in digital just because it's faster. And I'm just used to it, but I don't know. Sometimes I'll prefer traditional for like specific things, but it's not like end all be all type situation. 3 a.m. in Poland. That is very late, but very glad that you're watching us.
Early? You are early.
Yeah, very.
Squirrel is gone. Does it like despawn out of the gifts? Is that what it did? Traditional or digital? Probably digital.
Yeah.
I'm more of the type of person who just wants to get the idea out, the story or the design. When I worked as a designer, I did mostly, well, entirely digital. I think traditional is great. I really like it, but I don't really feel that artsy.
Yeah.
Like I've never really been an artsy person. I'm more of like I want to get my story across. I want to get the design out. I want to solve problems, which is why I worked as a designer rather than an illustrator. I've never really considered myself that much of an artsy person. I'm not really craftsy and artsy. I'm just like,
I'm so not craftsy.
I love stories. I love storytelling. I love designing and solving problems, which is one of the reasons I like running this business as well, is because it's a fun problem to solve. You know, fun shirt. Yeah, it came in today.
Yeah.
It's got some cool stuff on it.
Cool
some gubbins.
evolutions, stuff like that. Rendering is confusing. Low key, I'm studying art right now. Awesome. Yeah, rendering can be confusing. It's hard to know where to add shadows and stuff. Me not good at drawing, that's okay. That's what we're here for. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Rendering is low key. Rendering is confusing low key. I'm studying art right now. Nice. Yeah, rendering can be kind of confusing. I find rendering makes a lot more sense once you start to develop the ability to think in 3D.
Yes, absolutely.
What's the difference between a designer and an illustrator? Illustrators usually will make stuff that's for the general public to consume, or the consumer, for the consumer's like view.
Think of like splash art.
Yeah, like splash art, card art. It's meant to be looked at. The book cover, like people look at it. The value is in the artwork itself.
Yep.
With a designer, the value is usually in the idea. The artwork of a design can essentially get thrown away afterwards, and it doesn't matter, you know. But there's a lot of design as well. Like designing to me is almost like kind of arranging things, like making decisions about stuff. And illustrators certainly design. Like, don't get me wrong, like they design, they arrange things, they compose. And I think there's also overlap, but I always worked strictly as a designer. Well, I did do some Bakugan cards.
Yeah, you did do some illustration here and there.
I primarily worked as a designer. Tips for good, clean line art. My line art always looks so bad.
Clean. I mean, I don't really know what you mean by bad. Do you mean like hairy, just messy, like not doesn't know where it should go? I do have some solutions for that. One of my solutions is I try to make sure that everything is done at least in one stroke, at least 1 or 2 strokes. So like with hair, for example, like if I want to get it looking really nice, you know, first of all, I'll think about where do I want it to be thin, where do I want it to be thick, and also try to get it done in 1 stroke, which takes a long time. But that's just what I force myself to do, because otherwise I'll go like this. And even though it's a cleaner drawing over the sketch, you can see that it's all very stiff. I kind of learned from y'all's advice / tips. I can't color before since I was confused. Like now I know. Oh, awesome. Good. So then if I'm treating this like a line work, for example, I have to make sure that almost every line work, part of the line work counts. So, and I use my sketch as a base. So like if I'm using a sharper brush, I'm like, okay, I want to refine this hair strand. I'm going to do this in 1 stroke. Rather than trying to like trace it exactly and use very slow strokes, I'm like, okay.
Someone told me my daily from today looked like your work. Your blocks and sphere and stuff. That's fun.
Oh, that's great. And so even when I'm thinking about the line work, I'm thinking of design. So, areas where they like to overlap like this. Oh, I like to make it a little bit thicker. And that's part of design in the line work. And, you know, occasionally I'll go like, oh yeah, what if I add a little bit of texture in the hair just like this? You'll see that quite often.
That is funny. Evolutions. I don't know much about evolutions.
They're on
Is
your
that like
shirt.
just like, I know they're on my shirt, but like I don't know much about them. They just look fun. I liked the texture of this shirt.
Basically, Eevee, the brown one, is like a blank canvas, and depending on what
it gets zapped with.
Yeah,
like,
I guess like what stone you give it. So there's like a fire stone, a water stone, a electric stone, and if you give it electric stone, it turns into Jolteon. If it turns into
like if you hit it with a bolt of lightning.
No.
And then if you shoot it with fire, it turns into one of those fire
Flareons,
ones.
yeah. Well,
And
I mean, I guess.
Like, gas it in like with like a fart, it'll turn into like a fart Eevee.
I guess, if you want to put it that way. It's so funny.
Okay, I get it now. I get evolutions.
Yep. I guess that's a good way to put it. It depends on the environment.
Yep. Stink Eevee.
Stink Eevee. Oh,
Stink Eevee.
That's
Eevee
funny.
Stinker. I don't know. Stream setup is cool. Can you show some behind the scenes of how it looks from your point of view? Yeah, I can find my phone. Here it is.
Yep. You guys like drawing? Absolutely. That's why we draw. We like it. How do you know where the arm goes when in side profile? I like to think of the side profile as like, okay, so here's my spine, here's my front of my rib cage, and then here's my waist area. My arm, well, because it moves all the time, there's gonna be a resting point. So like this is generally where my armhole goes, kind of towards the top of this rib cage, and then there's gonna be a gap, like a bit of an overlap here.
You guys like drawings? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drawing right now.
Definitely. Here you go.
So this is our setup.
That's what our stream setup looks like.
We got a camera above the iPad, and then we got a camera show us.
Yeah, it's a 2-camera setup. Been trying to draw for like 5 years at this point. I give up. Well, you certainly haven't given up because you wouldn't be here otherwise, right?
True.
So join on in. And just, you know, join the party.
Yeah. Well, I feel like art is just one of those things that's really hard, and if you don't have a direction, it is very easy to give up on, which is why we're here, you know, which is why we made our school. But yeah, you can hop in and join and ask questions if you like. Can you draw people with different body shapes? Yeah, I can. What kind of body shape would you like to learn?
The lights are beaming. I didn't join the stream, but when I opened my phone, I was here. Awesome, it knows.
I cannot for the life of me scribble neat lines, and my rendering is very amateur and bad. How do I fix that? Fundamentals. I would say draw a lot more, which helps with your line work, because the more you draw, the more like your muscle memory kicks in, and it trains you to be able to draw faster. With rendering, you know, you have to understand dimensional drawing, like perspective, and how form works, and then how light works. So it's a multi-layered process. It's going to look amateur for a while. So you're not alone in that. I always find this live in my FYP, and I'm a traditional artist trying to convert my skills to digital. Awesome.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome.
Let's see. How do you choose the accurate color for the shadow depending on the lighting?
The shadow color is going to be influenced by the local color of your object and also the ambient light that's coming in. You got to remember, shadows without ambient light or without like bounce would be black, just like the moon at night. The light side of the moon and the dark side of the moon. So your shadow color is going to be determined by the temperature, the color temperature of like the ambient light coming in, and also the local value and color of your object. So if it's like a blue sphere and it's got like a warm ambient lighting, it might knock it towards gray a little bit, or even maybe into purple. It might warm it up. If
You
it's
want to show that? Or I don't know. It's up to you.
yeah, I mean, I could show that a little bit. Shadows used to confuse the heck out of me. Like, just I would be like, how on earth do I figure out what the shadow color is? It was so confusing. How dark do I make it? Because it never seemed like it was like normal, you know? Like it never felt like there was an answer. It was so elusive. Yeah, I could show it.
Colton's very good at that. You want
So,
to do
like,
a sphere?
Yeah, like let's just imagine that we have like a sphere and it's being lit by maybe like a warm light, right? So let's just say sphere being hit by a warm light. Get out of here, Photoshop stuff. And then we'll put like a little bit of a softness there. So imagine that I have like, I don't know, a yellow panel back here, right? We'll put a yellow panel here.
Ooh.
What is this yellow going to do to this red? It's going to really influence a lot, right? You're going to kind of get that sort of thing in the shadow. It's going to really, really affect your shadow color. And so, you know, we can say, we could pull this down and put a shadow of this on that, right? Like this sort of thing. It's kind of an ugly shadow, but you get the idea.
Hello, cheese, and thank you for the follows, guys.
Right, so the world around this is going to be affecting this, right? The background. So a lot of the time what people will do is they'll set up lighting, is they'll like light an object without considering where in the world is this object at. Like, where the heck is this object? Let me just do this.
We have one brush for what we use. We can work on Photoshop and Procreate. It is in our bio. It is the link in there.
Let me just like
And it is a Google Drive download. It's the green button in there.
do that instead. That'll probably work a little bit better. I'm just kind of faking these shadows right now. Just so you kind of get the idea.
If you don't see the link, it's probably because you're underage. So the website is drawanime.com.
Right, so this yellow is going to bounce off of here, boop, and it's going to bounce into the shadow, and you're going to get this influence, and you can see it in my colors, right? I've got this nice warm red. I've got this, it's a bit cooler. See, it's gone kind of towards gray. And now look at this. This one's gone into orange because that yellow is influencing my red. So if this was green, the green would influence the shadow. If this was blue, the blue would influence the shadow, right? If this was whatever, pink, the pink would influence the shadow. And now instead of a yellow sheet, imagine it's the sky. The sky blue, gonna influence your shadows, or whatever, grass or trees or the forest or whatever. And so the shadow lightness and darkness is going to be affected by how much ambient light is coming in, right? Like, look at Christina and I. Look at the shadow of my hand. Not very dark. Why? because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 different lights on in here,
Yeah, we do have 4 different lights in here.
right? And you can see, like, look at this. In between my thumb and my hand right here, bit of a shadow, because that's where none of the 4 lights are hitting.
I'll notice that if there's like diffuse lighting, for example, you'll see more like very subtle form shadows, rather than very crisp and hard shadows. Guess what day it is? Is it your birthday, Fox? What is the best art application for iPad users? Depends.
It totally depends.
I mean, what I prefer.
Procreate's pretty good.
Yeah, I prefer using Procreate because it's just. I mean, it's a little bit. It's not really all that expensive.
Have you used Clip Studio on the iPad?
No, I have not.
Have you used anything but Procreate?
No.
Okay.
No, I've not used anything but Procreate. So there's that.
wondering.
You know, I think our chat is a little bit backed up.
That's fine.
How do you guys apply lighting regarding to highlights, central light, form shadow, core shadow, bounce light, and rim light? Is there a way to understand how those things work instinctively, like second nature?
Yeah, comes from a lot of practice
Comes
and
from a
still
lot
life.
of studying.
But how do you guys apply lighting regarding? That's like every part of lighting.
Yeah, like you have to just do a bunch of studies
Highlight,
and identify
light,
those
shadow, core
things.
shadow, bounce light, rim light. I would take a rendering class, honestly.
Yeah, and lucky for you, we do teach a rendering class.
Yeah, I
in
have a
our-
rendering class.
Yeah,
you
in our
can
anime art
show
school.
some of that if you want.
Sure, yeah.
Is that dead?
Nope.
Is it almost dead?
Nope.
Okay.
So this is the rendering class. Colton teaches you how to calculate cast shadows and
Yeah.
rendering primitive forms like this.
I would very much recommend taking a rendering class. You'll learn about all that stuff, and then do a bunch of still life studies. What
Yes.
better place to learn about light and shadow than the real world? It is full of wonderful information. It doesn't really lie to you like photos do. Photos will be overexposed or underexposed. The colors will be weird. The real world won't really lie to you that much.
Yeah.
Photos are very difficult to do studies from because you kind of have to have an underlying knowledge. Mm-hmm. But I would recommend doing still lifes.
Yeah, still lifes are great. Colton teaches you the exact process of how to do one, starting from no tone, which is like black and white or 2 tones. Then he breaks up the values to make it more crisp, and then afterwards he adds color, and he uses that grayscale as a as a guide to apply the color later on.
So there's a book out there, Scott Robertson's book, How to Render. That one covers quite a lot of the questions or the topics that you discussed, or I guess mentioned. Scott Robertson's How to Render. He also has a How to Draw book. Another reason that rendering and lighting is so hard is because in order to light something, you have to be able to draw it. And you have to have a strong foundation of 3-dimensional drawing. Like if I couldn't draw a box, I couldn't render it because like rendering is drawing plus extra. Plus ultra.
Yeah, please do.
I don't know why that sounded like that to me. Happy birthday, Fox. Where are you at?
Happy birthday, Fox. By the way, you can check out our anime art school in our bio. It'll be there. If you're interested in learning the fundamentals of art, which we teach. So yeah, like when I'm rendering like this and I'm painting out blocky forms like this, I'm still thinking in terms of drawing. Like I wouldn't be able to render this or think about this form unless I understood the 3-dimensionality of the head.
You're at dinner with friends.
Oh, awesome.
Congratulations. I don't know on what, but congrats. I have a question with drawing boxes. How to attach the neck to the torso since the torso and pelvis boxes are not straight but tilted. The torso and pelvis are going to be connected by the spine, the lower.
Yeah.
The lower, what is that? The lumbar.
Lumbar spine. So here's like your spine, right?
Yeah.
Here's your cervical spine, which is like the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Here's a thoracic spine, which connects your rib cage area. And then this lumbar spine is the between your rib cage and pelvis, and then your pelvis is right
Which isn't
after.
really that important. It's basically just there's like a little curved line connecting them.
Yep.
But also remember that the opening of the rib cage is tilted. It tilts forward. So in a side view, the rib cage, the top of it is actually like that, and then the neck comes out of that. Like
so
that.
it's at an angle.
Yeah. So just remember that when you're drawing a box, that the pit of the neck to the back of the rib cage to the 7th cervical vertebrae is not flat. It's tilted a little bit. So just remember that when you're representing drawing torsos and pelvises with boxes, it's just a representation. It's not actually entirely accurate.
Yeah. Just look at a skeleton as well, and you'll see that curvature.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. So yeah, this is basically how it kind of works. I exaggerate this a little bit, but that's what I think about.
Yeah. What software do you use for streaming and managing multiple streams? I just use OBS. So OBS handles the vertical and horizontal because we're on TikTok as well. We're on both TikTok and YouTube. And I use a plugin on OBS called Atom, ATIUM. And that allows you to stream vertically and horizontally at the same time. And then I just have a stream deck that like switches between both screens. I've set up a command so when I press my screen button like this and I turn it off, it switches both the vertical and horizontal to my screen, and then it switches both the horizontal and vertical back.
I have a question. Feel free.
You don't need to let
ask.
me know that someone has a question.
Yeah.
I can see that they have a question. And if you have a question, by the way, just
say it.
Just say it. Like, just ask
it. It's easier for us to read it.
We will sometimes miss questions. That's totally fine. We stream all the time.
Let's see. Okay, this
Am
is
I doing the
looking a little
bi-weekly challenge? Probably not.
Nah.
I got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, same here.
How to place your objects together and shadows so your art doesn't look boring? That's a good question.
That is a very good question.
That's a really good question. That would fall into design. When someone says the word boring, that immediately kind of flags in my brain that there's a design, like a design issue going. Actually, let's go over to our dailies challenge.
Oh, our dailies challenge.
And open up this, please. Thank you. So here is the study from our dailies. This is the photo that was posted in our Discord server. We have a thing called dailies. Every single day a new image is posted and you do a study of it. This week is actually like still life week. So let's take a look really quick. We've got this shape. Ooh, look at that nice shape.
Ooh.
Let's paste that over here.
Almost looks like origami.
And let's turn it red. Okay. That's cool. That's cool, dude. Okay, let's look at this one. Boop. 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 Sorry. Takes a little bit. Look at this shape, dude. That's a cool shape.
Whoa. Oh, I love that shape. It's so aesthetic.
Like, look at these. These are very, very abstract shapes that we're looking at, right? And of course, like if we went over to the sphere, we went over to the light side of the objects, like these shapes right here need to be interesting. And how do you make them interesting? You have a distribution of like big, medium, and small. Let's just say, would you? Thank you. Big, medium, small. You have like areas of simplicity.
Chat, pay attention. This applies to
Simple
almost everything.
And complex.
Basically everything.
Yes. Absolutely. This is super important. And the people who ignore this stuff are the people who don't improve as much, because this is universal to art. This is not silly boxes and spheres. This is everything. This is character design, composition, landscapes, backgrounds, everything. These are like universal principles of design. Right? You want big, medium, and small. Big shapes, medium shapes, small shapes. Simple areas of simplicity, like rest. Areas of busyness. Right?
This brush does not work on Krita, by the way.
Busyness. Is that how you spell busyness? I don't remember.
I'm
not an English major. Okay. What else is there?
It's close together, far away.
Yeah. Close plus far. Right? So say, for example, you've got a barrel and you've got another barrel and then you've got another barrel that's further away. That creates more interest. Also, you have a large mass and a smaller mass. That is more interesting. And then imagine we do this. We put a shadow right there.
Ooh. A lot of these design principles work together.
Yeah. Imagine we do something like, imagine we do something like this,
And guess what Colton just did?
right? Now I'm like connecting these shapes together. There's close together, there's far away, there's interesting angles. Simple and complex. We could have an area of complexity. We could have an area of simplicity if we want.
Yes, this brush does work on Photoshop.
Big, medium, and small. Like, I don't know. We could put like a little
tiny thing
over there, right? Maybe here, or
I think there was fine.
Or there.
Was good, yeah.
right. We could color that in. We could have areas of light and dark.
Does this also apply in photography?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I would look into a channel called The Slanted Lens. It's a photography channel on YouTube. Because you're basically a photographer when you're drawing and painting. You are arranging objects. The Slanted Lens. He has a channel. He has a playlist called like Laws of Light. And he teaches you how to light, not render. Rendering's like an art thing, right? But photographers, they light things. Artists, they render stuff. We're both doing the same thing, right? Here, let me move that back there. And so he teaches you about like lighting a sphere, a cube, a cone, a cylinder. He's got this basics playlist for photographers, but the funny thing is it actually applies to artists too, because we're making it out of scratch. They are arranging objects. So just because you have a photo of something doesn't mean it's going to look good. But anyways, you can see that like we've got these interesting shapes here, and when they interconnect together, they turn into something that's recognizable. And so it's like your perspective and your values and all of that, they have to work. And then your abstraction also has to work. Like abstraction.
Ooh, thank you for the heart, me.
Abstraction. And then there's like the physical stuff, right? Physical stuff. Which is like the, perspective.
The lighting.
The lighting. Like value. All that kind of stuff. And these, like this is more like design, right? Design. And these have to work together with each other. They have to be like unified. And when you get these two things going on, you have something that looks appealing and believable. The appeal comes from the design, like arrangement of things, right? The arrangement.
From a graphic standpoint.
And these are actually separate. Like you can have abstraction that looks cool and you can't tell what it is. Like, dang, that looks really cool. I have no idea what it is. Like look at a bunch of like modern art or like these kind of abstract forms that designers will make, and they'll be in like restaurants and parks and stuff. I don't think all of them look good, but some of them do. And it's because they're like just well arranged blobs. You can't tell what they are, but it looks good. And then there's things where you can tell what they are. I'm a bigger fan of stuff where you can tell what it is and it's also arranged in an interesting way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you have a video that teaches anatomy? We have a video that that covers on how to draw both the male and female body on our YouTube channel. And we also cover anatomy a lot of the muscles. In fact, I think I covered a good amount in here, for example. We cover anatomy a lot on streams, and we also cover in our art school. If you want to check out our art school, you can take a screenshot of this really quick. But yeah, that's where it is. I know how to draw shapes and like the basic foundations for a body, but I can't add form on top. I'd say just keep drawing, keep drawing the form. If you can't draw the form on top, it's probably because maybe the existing forms don't really work. Or maybe it's like just kind of breaking your brain. So like for instance, when I'm drawing like the torso and I'm drawing my boxes for my torso, for my rib cage and my pelvis, I'm thinking, okay, when I draw in my pecs, which is like another form on top, I'm thinking, okay, this is going in this perspective. I'm following this form. And it bulges out, so there's like a little ledge. So it's another box, right? The pec is another box that is more trapezoid shaped. And of course it's trapezoid shaped because it's two, right? So here's this individual pec, here's the other individual pec, and then you just add like another block on top. And then there you have a pec. But like it follows the perspective of this. That's probably why it's a lot more difficult to do that. And similar thing with I actually made the pecs a little bit too short. Let me go fix that. And then same thing when it comes to like adding more organic forms, like the obliques and stuff. That's a bit more squishier. Right here's my ribs. Abs are a tongue. And so that follows that form.
My head hurts. How do I copy this? You don't copy it.
You don't copy it.
This we don't teach in a way to copy. We teach in a way to understand. So there's exercises. You don't actually need to copy this. You don't have to copy anything really, like that we teach in order to learn. It's more about underlying foundations. So yeah, that's what we focus on teaching is principles. Now, again, copying is not bad. You just don't need to copy this particular drawing on screen.
Yeah. All you have to really try to understand is the body is more than just the muscles. There's a lot of foundation underneath, which is what we teach. You know, you can just simplify. Everything is simplification, right? Here's a body. Like that. And, you know, if you want to turn this torso into multiple different kinds of torsos, you can just do this. Change its center line. And that's part of the dimensional drawing part. Let's do 3.
Do you like open to review someone's drawing? Not really. We don't really review art on stream. We'll occasionally do critique streams, but they are pretty few and far between.
You can have a center line of a torso like this. And it's super simple. This is very, very graphical. You can have one that's more like that. And this is showing the bend and squish. The bend and stretch, sorry, of the torso. And then this one, you can twist it. Use an S-curve. And so what does this tell me? Well, this tells me that my rib cage is facing one way and my pelvis is facing a different way. The center of my pelvis is facing somewhere different. So like, look at that. It looks really, really nice. This one could be a back view. This one could be the rib cage. Which could be an egg. And then here's the back of the pelvis, the glutes. And then this could be the front view. It really just depends on the dimensional drawing part. Three different torsos, using the same shape actually. What brush are you using? You can get this brush on our profile. Really need guidance for my shadowing and lighting. Yeah. We teach that quite often. So you can watch our previous streams on our YouTube channel. We put all our live demos and streams on there. But yeah, I like watching in the background. Gotta stay fresh. Awesome. For some reason, I have an issue breaking everything into boxes. My brain just struggles with it.
Everybody does.
It's
just a practice thing.
Yeah.
The solution for that is doing lots and lots of exercises and developing the ability to think in 3D. Bro, you should have seen when I started taking drawing a little bit more seriously when I was like 16, 15. Everything I drew was a complete abomination. Everything. It was just it was crazy. Luckily, I didn't know it at the time, or I probably would have quit. But, you know, you need a little healthy amount of Delulu, thinking that all you need is, like, a little bit of SketchUp or Blender, and it'll fix everything. And that'll give you the desire to keep going, and eventually you will actually kind of know what you're doing. I'll let you know when I know what I'm doing.
You do know what you're doing for the most part.
But, yeah, basically, totally normal.
Yeah.
Totally normal. There's a lot of good exercises out there that help with thinking in 3D. Nothing's going to be your, like, silver bullet.
I would say try to find the front or identify what's the front and the side and the corner of something. Like, for instance, we got one of our heads here, and we marked them out with the head planes. But, like, you know, here's my front. As I turn to the side, my front of my box and the side of my box, because I see this transitionary line happening. It looks like a box in perspective, but it takes time to see that. It took me a long time to do that as well, but that's what I look for. And so when I'm drawing heads like this, I'm like, okay, yeah, front of the box, side of the box, and all I have to do is find landmarks. Like, here's my ear. Okay, my ear's on the side of my box. My nose is on the front. So I just draw a little triangular prism to attach it onto this front of the box. And there I have like a very boxy face that I can use as like a base for perspective. This is an iPad Pro. Love the optimism. Thank you. Yeah, we like being optimistic.
Yes.
That's really the only way you can survive being an artist, like, or just anything in general. And so what's really fun as well is you can start with something very boxy like this, and then you can think, oh, what other ways can I bisect this? So here's my jaw, right? So like, oh, what if I beveled this? And this is where you start getting to form modification, which is still basically modified boxes, right? So like, okay, here's my forehead. Kind of caves in like this. So now my form has changed. This line and my center line has changed because it is being affected by the form change. This goes in. This goes in, this goes out, and out like a folded piece of paper. Oh, and we're starting to get this brow ridge area right here. You can get these on TikTok Shop, by the way. We sell these. These are head models for your references. Let's see. And so this comes down. Now we have a triangular prism. And we can connect it to our jaw, which is flatter. So we have a lot of activity happening in the front, but a lot of simplicity happening on the side. And that is what's happening with the head here, right? And then you just add more and more on top. But like, of course, dimensional drawing, the fundamentals is really important to doing this.
Hey Benji, I recommend what? You guys mainly use circles for bodies? And no.
Nope, not really.
Is it recommended to buy? I don't know. Oh, the Procreate. Okay, I got it.
I mean, I like Procreate a lot. I've always used it.
Yeah, Procreate's pretty good. What do you think of motivation versus discipline in art? I think there's a healthy balance. Some people will be like, oh, you don't need motivation, you just need discipline. Yeah, but I feel like there's a balance, right? If you don't have any motivation, like, are you even enjoying what you do? Mm-hmm. And if you don't have discipline, motivation is pretty fleeting. It doesn't last all the time. So it's like you're definitely going to kind of go back and forth between the two. Mm-hmm. There are going to be times in life where you just have really low motivation and you have to kind of push yourself through those, you know, plateaus of very little, or maybe even like valleys of not a lot of motivation, and then you'll have really high points where you'll just feel like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Mm-hmm. Discipline without motivation sounds miserable. It is. You live a very productive, miserable life in my experience. I know a good amount of people who have a lot of discipline, and they just force themselves through everything,
and then they get burned out.
And they get burned out, or then they'll keep working, and they'll be like, I don't even enjoy what I do. Like, what? So it's like mission failed successfully, I guess. But I think both are really important, and that's not to say like I won't draw unless I have motivation. So I like to focus a lot on both.
Yeah.
Could I have the link to buy the head model? I don't have a link, but it is on our TikTok shop.
Mm-hmm. And if you're in the States, that's where you can get it.
Yeah, and there will be times like Christina and I, when we were streaming, we went through like a month or two where we just so didn't want to do it, and we still showed up and did it. And then other times it'll be like streaming will be so fun. It's the same with art. Like, you'll feel crap about your art and you'll be like, this sucks. And honestly, like, you know, it's not bad to take a step back for your own self and then proceed forward. Mm-hmm. We can get into the discussion deeper at another time, though. I do like that topic.
I love this topic a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Someone asked how to place the eyes. Generally, I like to kind of place them towards the middle of the face. Not like exactly in the middle, but like think about my hairline and this area. Generally, my eyes will be placed here. Now, of course, this will change depending on your head type. So like a head type like this, that's more cutesy, like this, will generally have a little bit of a lower eye line, but it's just because you can have more space. Like maybe you can make this a little bit bigger. If you have a more grown-up adult head, for example, it doesn't really look good if their eyes are like super big. Not unless you have an argument for it. If it's smaller, it tends to look more mature. So like placing them towards the center is a pretty good idea. But when it comes to like a smaller kid, for example, making it bigger is good too. Like that. And I also like to think of where's my brow and where's my nose, because my eyes will be situated around between the brow and the nose. That's what I think about.
Oh, you got your coffee stuff on.
I do have my coffee stuff left.
Life has been tough lately, so I'm blessing the first 6 folks. It's gonna get a lot tougher in a second. What? Sorry, just talking to bots in the chat.
And so you'll notice that with this head, for example, the eyebrows are way closer to the eyes, and that is because it is a different head type. We talk about different head types and stuff in our anime art school. If you want to check it out, you can just take a screenshot here. This is our full-on fundamentals art program where we teach you from the very beginning of characters and backgrounds, and you can make your own pieces from your imagination. So if you really struggle with that, we got you, right?
Free art class.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go.
How can we do good foreshortening? I don't know if I spelled it right. Yeah, you spelled it right. Like that's a perspective thing.
Yeah.
Foreshortening is yeah. Anyways, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying like the ratio of the features will differ slightly, but they're all the same, right? You'll still have your eyebrows above your eyes; they're not gonna go past it. And you got your nose below your eyes; they're not gonna go beyond it. So it just depends on the head type that you're doing. Can you please do the nose and shade? Huh? It's a little bit vague. Thank you. I've been meaning to learn art, but YouTube tutorials don't work on me. That is totally understandable. There are a lot of good YouTube channels out there that do have great tutorials, but sometimes it's just not very organized. We have a program where we organize everything, right? Because you need structure. And so this is stuff that we help you go through. Still lifes, painting. This is the painting class that Colton teaches. Colton teaches the perspective class.
Yes.
And so you'll be able to do stuff like this, but we teach you from the very beginning so that you don't get lost, and everything, all the classes are, connected with each other. But yeah, like we teach anatomy and stuff.
Yeah, we have a whole school online. It's like a mini art college, and it takes you from the very beginning. So if you're confused, consider checking this out. We go through everything from the very basics. This is like 1 2 point perspective, right?
Primitive forms.
Drawing primitive forms, drawing the same thing from different angles, thinking in 3D.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're going really fast. Like this is an exercise where you can practice rotating boxes in 3D, just kind of intuitively. That would fall under intuitive perspective. And here's like kind of a more built out version of, I think Super Doozy is actually doing this. I was actually really impressed at those. Are you here, Super Doozy?
Super Doozy
Art showcase,
really good.
art share. Super Doozy, are you here? Can I show those homeworks? Those are really nice.
But this is the dimensional drawing that we talk about all the time.
Yep, this is the dimensional drawing they talk about in the Bible.
Yep. And so that helps you to create, different forms and backgrounds and stuff. So yeah, you can check it out over here.
Oh no, did I miss the sale? Yeah, it ended a couple days ago.
Yeah. Oh, Shattuck says yes, you can show them. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
so
they're so
Super
good.
Doozy is one of our students, and check these out.
Oh, this is done perfectly.
Here is the Bendy Boxes assignment. This is intuitive perspective. So this is like drawing without a perspective grid and getting better at just kind of feeling things out. This is really nice
really
work.
Good.
Look at these.
Holy crap.
Look at these very solid
really well.
boxes. That feels phenomenal, honestly. Like, look at this. And this is one of the exercises that we teach in our school. One of them, right? We teach both intuitive and technical perspective because, like, look at that. Oh, and the draw through. Look at that.
Perfect. Exactly. This is done so well.
Very well done. Really nice little wedge right here as well. This is very good.
Oh my goodness. It's so clean. It's so accurate.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
gosh. That's the kind of perspective that you want to learn how to draw with. You want to learn intuitive and technical perspective. So, like this figure right here, I didn't draw it with a grid. And the stuff that Christina draws, she doesn't draw with a grid.
Nope.
But she can draw with the grid. It's just being able to do both, like being able to kind of intuitively feel the perspective of something, right? And rotate objects is really, really important.
Yeah, and when you're like rendering, for example, like this is extremely important because you're like, okay, how do I render a skirt? Well, it's a cylinder with a bunch of pleats in it, which could be simplified to boxes.
Yeah.
Once
these
again,
these are great. Can you do you want to post those
Yeah.
in Showcase?
Showcase, yeah, post them all. Post your anatomy stuff in the Showcase too, Super Doozy.
Yeah. Oh, and Baba Spookies are
Oh,
really nice
yes.
too. Baba Spooky, do you want to post those in a Showcase? Your bendy boxes? I call them bendy boxes.
So like if I'm rendering a skirt, I think cone as my basic form, right? Because everything's just dimensional drawing at this point. And then I'll just duplicate this.
Your art is a top entry in your local libraries. Love your library design contest again. That's great. Congrats. Super fun. Ooh, look at those cones.
And then squarish cones. Pleats.
Dimensional drawing equals using shapes? No, well, shapes are two-dimensional. Shape is like circle, square, triangle. Dimensional, like forms are like box, cylinder, cone. So dimensional drawing is basically just perspective. I like to call perspective dimensional drawing because it's less scary to students. And I feel like perspective is kind of a charged term because as soon as people hear the word perspective, they go, oh no, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point boxes. But that's just some of it. That's just some of the exercises. It's not all of them.
Yeah, so these are forms. And then these are shapes. So circle, square, triangles. So when people ask us like, oh, do you use circles for drawing anatomy? I don't use this.
Not
but
really.
I can use a blend of this, boxes and spheres.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like, the basics. Oh, we should teach art as if it was like an anime.
Oh, the foreshortening thing. The foreshortening thing is kind of a complicated question, Gabriel, but I can go over it really quickly. Foreshortening is basically just how fast does something get smaller as it goes away from us, and that has to do with camera lenses, which is something they don't teach in a lot of perspective classes. But essentially, you'll notice that this one right here, let's just call this A. How about I do this? A1 and A2, and then we're gonna go B1 and B2. So rectangle A and rectangle B are both in different cameras, and so you'll notice that like A2, if I put it down here, and A1, if I put it down here, they're not that different in length. B2 and B1, if I separate these out like this, and
It was like
B2.
math.
Yeah, it is visual math, right? This one's half the length. So we got that, and we got this. And it's because these are drawn in different cameras, the foreshortening is different. Like this one's much more isometric, which is like there is no foreshortening, and this one is much more this is a much like wider camera lens. So again, this is a bit of a complicated topic to get into, but just remember that when things get further away from us, they get smaller. That's how it works. That's how the real world works. All right. So this backside of the cylinder is going to be smaller than the front side of it, and the rate that it gets smaller, that's going to go to a vanishing point. Vanishing point right there. So if your vanishing point is further away, right?
It'll
Let's
appear
draw
more
like a box.
parallel.
Yeah, if your vanishing point is further away, let's just say like, like this. Here's my vanishing point.
Very close.
If I take this, why are you not? Thank you. Right? Zoop. Like that, right? So this is a close vanishing point. This is a far vanishing point. But like, again, talking about the topic of foreshortening is kind of complicated. Just remember, if something's going away from you, it's going to a vanishing point. All right? It's eventually going to get far enough away that you can't see it anymore. That's what a vanishing point is, okay? And when you're, so what are you drawing characters? Or what are you even asking about foreshortening? Because like, are you talking about characters? Are you talking about like what? So I'll wait for that to come in a little bit. I don't feel like talking about foreshortening a lot today. It's really boring. Everybody leaves, and it would be better off to take in like a class or something, or have some sort of find like a YouTube video, or get Scott Robertson's book, How to Draw. It's just do perspective exercises. That really is one of the best ways. Do 1, 2, 3 point perspective exercises. Do a whole bunch of scenes, draw boxes, and then make sure they go back to your vanishing point. Experiment with making your vanishing points further and closer together and see what happens.
Yep. Let's see.
Can I have it?
Bye, Lau.
Lau heading off. See ya.
How do you draw the full body over the simple base sketch? I mean, it depends on how simple your base sketch is, and what, like, are you preparing your sketch for example, to prepare you for the next stage. So for instance, when I'm doing this, I'm thinking, okay, here's my form. This rib cage is wrapping over this way. My pelvis is wrapping over this way. And if I don't have this, and I don't have my proportions marked, it's going to be way harder to draw more anatomy on top. But also understand that anatomy is extra information. So like, here's my shoulder, here's my arm. This right here is my deltoid. But I can simplify it to a box and a cylinder. And I just blend the form together like this. But that's what I'm doing.
I sent you this on the iPad.
Ooh, okay.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll do that.
So I sent Christina this drawing I did at the beginning of stream.
And I'll do a little demo on top.
And then she'll draw the anatomy on top of this. Like, this is just a little... think about this mannequin as a perspective grid that also includes proportions. This mannequin is a perspective grid for your character. And it has proportions and volumes. It's like, almost think about it like an advanced perspective grid. That's how I like to think about it.
Advanced perspective grid,
like,
yes.
when I do a mannequin, you can... Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
When I do a mannequin, do the proportions have to be perfect? No. Does a perspective have to be perfect? No. It's like a grid that kind of gets you in the ballpark of what you want to do.
Yeah. So if I were to draw anatomy on top of this, I would first, start making this a little bit more organic, if I really want to do that. So like, for instance, I would draw my head. I would draw my neck, because that's going to be part of the anatomy part.
Yeah. So whoever was asking about the neck going into the box, it doesn't. Like, the box doesn't exist. It's just a representation of the space your rib cage takes up. So it's an imperfect tool that's simpler, so you can start getting there like more confidently, or what would be the term? It's like a simplification. It wouldn't, like, there is no box. The rib cage is not a box. The neck doesn't go into a box. It goes into the rib cage, but the box can be there to set the space, like a grid.
And really keep in mind, always add in your center line, because that's going to show you where you add your pecs, where you add your abs. It's such an important line. Do not forget this. If you forget it, that's one of the main reasons why you can't draw the muscles.
You talk about the center line?
Yes, this part right here.
Do not. Chat, I want you to repeat after me. What's this little thing up here on the screen right there? Chat,
what that is.
Do not forget the perspective, or not the perspective, the center line. I just forgot what I was talking about in the middle of my sentence.
Yeah,
do not forget the center line.
People forget it too often, and they'll be like, I can't draw the muscles. I don't know why. What is that?
Thing that on the screen.
Oh, I have no idea what that was. Because this is the divider of my abs and my pecs. So like, when I added my pecs, for example, here is my bottom of my rib cage. My pecs do not go beyond this point. They go a little bit before that. So like, okay, I added a little tick mark. Here's going to be where my pecs are. I know that it's also going to roll over like this, and it's going to be that trapezoid shape.
The little desk setup is so cute. Thank you. I painted it myself.
Yeah.
Where is it? Desk. Here it is. There it is. I like it. I think it's cute.
And by the way, we do teach this in our anime art school. So like, I do take you through this entire process of forms, proportion, and then adding anatomy. So this might make you get lost, but that is because you need to know a lot of other stuff, prerequisite knowledge before you get to this point.
Like, the issue, and this is like unavoidable, right?
It is
One of the issues with a live educational stream like this is it's not structured in a way that takes you from the beginning. If it was, you wouldn't see all of it because you only have a little bit of time. You only have some time here and there. You jump into the stream, you're in the middle of a lesson. It's really good for inspiration and it's really good for getting tips. But you definitely need to go through some sort of a structured process to learning this stuff. There's a lot of good structured processes out there. We do offer one in our anime art school. We go through this from complete scratch. This is what we do in our school. It's a year long. It has a bunch of different classes that are 14 weeks long, takes you from the very first line. But otherwise, you know, try to get what you can from the stream. It is helpful.
Yeah. So like this right here, I know that my deltoid wraps around my clavicle. This is the end of my clavicle. It's kind of shaped like a compass, but like a little bit more boxier.
Compass?
This.
Oh. Is that
People-
what compass looks like? Oh.
Like that, from the top view.
Yeah, now I see it.
So kind of, I have heard people say, "Oh, is it the compass method?" I'm like, what
The
are you talking
compass
about?
method, bro.
What are you talking about? And then I'm like, okay, never mind. I do see it. The only difference is that the clavicle ends at around not a point, but more like a square.
Are you guys
and
a couple?
then yes, we are.
We're a couple.
And then your deltoid comes after. So this is where your shoulder comes out, right? People would extend this way too far and be like, I have no idea where to put the shoulders. But just keep in mind, it starts at the end of your clavicle and it wraps around. So that's anatomical knowledge. But once again, I'm using that sphere and that cylinder underneath to draw that deltoid on top.
Do you have to pay to join the art class? Yes.
Yes.
Not this one. This one's free.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a recommendation on animation apps for a standalone tablet? We don't animate.
We don't
unfortunately.
animate.
We teach drawing foundation.
Yeah.
Do you prefer a structured approach or a block-in? I think those are both structured.
Yeah.
I mean, a block-in is definitely a structured approach. So I'm not sure.
They're both structure. Anything that has to do with like a block-in or like a rough block-in of boxes and cylinders or primitive forms, it's structural.
Yeah. So you can see Christina's drawing directly on top of this mannequin right here that I drew earlier in stream.
Not changing it that much.
And she's only changing it a little bit. She's just treating this like a perspective grid, like an advanced perspective grid block-in, right?
And look, right after my pecs, I will add in my abs. And guess what? Starts from the edge of the pec and goes down and wraps around the crotch. And the center line is very important to show that.
Eyeball in a skull socket in different angles. I'm not sure if we're going to talk about that today. We can talk about that on a head drawing stream sometime, though.
Yeah, we
It's
do have.
It's kind of like a pretty niche.
It is pretty niche.
A niche thing that would go in like a head drawing class probably.
Yeah.
We can talk about that sometime. Want to learn enough anatomy to be able to draw stylized characters? Could the anime art school help? Yes,
Absolutely.
that's literally what it's for.
That's
It
literally
is.
what it's
It is
for.
exactly for that sort of thing. See, like I made my pelvis box a little bit weird, so Christina has to extend it a little bit.
Yeah. But like
But
it's
again,
mostly there.
It's a perspective grid.
Yep.
When you think about your volume person, not as I have to follow it exactly, but it's my perspective grid, and I am using it as like a helper. It's like a guideline, right? It's like the things that come up on the side of a bowling lane. Just like it kind of helps keep you on track. It helps so much more. Are you glad I boxed the knees? Did that help?
Yes, it helps a lot. Box your knees, chat. Although I think the knees are supposed to go. Actually, no. I think what you did was probably correct. It's a little more like the side. Your leg, it's basically just a tube, right? But it's like an advanced tube where it is thicker towards the thighs, and then it gets thinner towards the knees. So it looks more like this. But it's not this. It is not this, okay? Because that's stubby leg syndrome.
It's like anime growth eye.
Yeah, it's thick, and then it gradually goes into an S curve. So it's not these bulging curves. It's an S curve, like that.
Please show attachment of leg muscles to the pelvis box. Are you going to talk about that today?
It might get a little bit wordy.
Yeah,
I'll have to think about it.
It's a little deep to go
Okay.
into.
You know what? I'll have you screenshot some of this stuff.
Is it advisable to study realism? It depends on your goals, but I would
Here you go.
I would advise it.
This is a demo from our anime art school where I cover like legs and leg muscles and how it connects to the pelvis. So you can just take a screenshot of that. It is kind of difficult because the pelvis is bone, and the muscles attached to certain parts. So you can take a screenshot of these.
Yeah. If we started going into like niche questions, which is not bad, by the way, it's really good that you want to know it. We would get sucked down a rabbit hole, and it would end up 45-minute lesson on one muscle of the body.
I'm the rabbit hole queen. Okay. Once I start, I don't I don't stop. But like, no, it's completely fine to ask those questions. Like, they're difficult questions and they're hard things to learn. So like, it's good. It's just takes a long time to explain because there's once again a lot of. I wish I could explain it just like that, and I can't snap. But I can't. Yes, thank you. Thank you for snapping. And
why can't I snap right now, dude? I guess that works.
Yeah. So like for me, instead, I will go with cylinder, then modify it with some anatomical knowledge instead. So like here, sartorius. And this sartorius divides my top and the bottom of my leg. And this is just my quads. Here's my adductors and hamstrings.
Yeah. You won't see the sartorius on everyone, by the way.
No,
you won't see these things on everyone, but they're underneath of there. There's just going to be on people. There will be
there'll be signs.
There will be signs.
There will be like, you'll see in like, I don't know. You'll see this. You'll see that, or like a little bit of a shadow like this.
Again, not every single person in the world looks exactly the same. Like, duh.
Yeah, duh.
But we all have these muscles. This is structure. Like, everybody who has legs has a femur.
Yep.
Everybody who has legs has a tibia and fibula. Like, it's anatomy. Like, this is what doctors learn. They don't like have to study every new person who comes into the doctor's office and goes, how is this person's body built?
Yeah, they're all built the same with some minor differences.
Proportional differences and size differences and stuff, but like it's not like, and now again there's special exceptions in certain cases, but this is fairly reliable. It's worth learning. It's common enough that it's worth learning.
Yeah.
Sartorius is such a pretty rhythm. Yeah, it's the longest muscle in the body. You could be on a date and be like, did you know that the sartorius is the longest muscle in the body?
How would that turn into a pickup line anyways?
It's right here.
Oh, bro.
I don't know. Is it a pickup line?
I don't know. So another thing about the lower leg is that there's bone in front and then there's muscle surrounding it. So it's a bone and muscle sandwich. This is your shin muscle area, and then here's your bone, and then afterwards is your.
It is. Was that like your tibialis anterior and your
tibialis
calf?
anterior and your calf. Yeah.
And then there's the soleus in there somewhere.
Yeah, and then your tibialis anterior. There goes my muscle nerd.
Are we getting a little
around.
bit? Are we getting a little bit into the weeds right now?
Yeah. It kind of goes in like this with your feet.
We'll keep it zoomed out about that far. That'll keep us from getting in the weeds.
See, there
it's fun to learn about.
It's fun to learn about.
Christina just wrapped up an anatomy class on Saturday.
Yeah.
So she just taught the whole human body over 7 weeks. And,
yeah. I have anatomy for brains right now.
It was a good class. It was really good.
Yeah. So that's how I would do anatomy over a basic block-in, but notice I didn't really change that much. I just added on top.
Clothes. Who wants to see some clothes on this muscle definition, man? Copyright Will Weston.
Copyright, yeah. Sure, I can add in some cloth. Now, so this is where people get really frustrated, and I don't, because I think it's more practice.
Is learning CSI important to improve drawing? Sorry for spamming. Sorry, I saw that question like 5
CSI?
times. You mean like C's, S's, and straights, like figure, like gesture drawing stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Anyway,
this is where people get frustrated because they're like, "Oh my gosh, I drew."
Paste that somewhere else so we can go back.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So
crap. Let me just. Blah, blah, blah. I have all of this.
Just merge all that and then just maybe chuck it up there. Yeah.
This is. Duplicate. Okay.
I hate the iPad, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I hate Procreate, how long it takes to do stuff.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled with Photoshop and hotkeys with the keyboard. So with Procreate, it's like, since everything is like a 1 or 2 finger gesture thing, it takes way longer.
Yeah.
It's 100% my fault. Like, I'm pretty sure that there's hotkeys for it.
Yeah. So when people draw clothes on top, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I spent so much time on the anatomy. Now I have to draw over with clothes." But like, to be fair, just think about it like this: if you're constructing the whole entire body with clothes, like starting like this, you're getting extra practice that nobody else is doing. So
Yeah.
this is a good thing.
It's used for gesture. Yeah, I mean, what is there to know about it? Or, I mean, what do you want to know about it? It's pretty straightforward. C is like C curves, there's S curves, and there's straights. Like, that's That's it.
You'll see it a lot.
Just look for them when you're figure drawing.
Yeah.
You'll
Here's
see
an S
S
curve.
curves all the time.
Here's a C curve.
Yeah, you'll see them on opposing sides of the body.
You'll see them on legs, C curve, S curve, C curve, and then this is like can turn into an S.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I would say find those curves as Colton said.
Anyways,
Yep.
you can erase that if you want.
Nah, it's fine.
That last SC,
Oh.
I think.
Oh yeah, sure.
I just know you're gonna want to use that area for something later.
True. You're very perceptive.
There's not really a lot to know about it. It's just it shows up and look for it, and they're usually distributed throughout the body.
Yep. So now let's add a shirt on top. I mean, should we do the shirt and jacket like in the reference or
I
no?
don't care.
Not really. Okay.
Whatever you want. You
So
can make it Mickey. Well, that wouldn't be Mickey,
wouldn't be
would it?
Mickey.
Crap, dude. Should have been a. It should have been a girl.
Yeah, I should have. I can technically turn this into a girl, but that would take more effort. So when I draw like shirts on top, I don't. I think what's the volume of the shirt on top? Like, how much of the shirt goes over the body? If it's long sleeve or short sleeve. Let's do like long sleeve.
Someone says, I'm gonna say a swear word. Try it, see what happens.
So here is my shoulder. It depends on how thick or thin the cloth is. If it's thinner, it will cling to the cloth a little bit, cling to the body a little bit more. And so I just draw my basic shape here. I teach this in the clothing class as well.
Heck. Get ready.
Get ready.
Do you really need anatomy books to learn anatomy for drawing? Not really. It depends on what you mean by anatomy. Like, I would recommend taking a figure drawing class. Like, very few things, in my opinion, beat taking a figure drawing class.
Oh, this is a really important part. When you draw your shirts, don't do this because that's not showing the form. What a lot of shirts do is that they kind of go like this and then they wrap around like that. You'll see a lot of this happening, especially when it comes to like baggier clothes. You'll see that. Here's a seam line.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
seam line.
drawing clothes on top of this and drawing them on top of this, very, very, very little difference. Very little difference. Only a couple of little hints of anatomy here and there. A lot of people who do costumed figures, they don't set up anything more complicated than this.
Yeah.
It's because you don't need to. You don't need to show all the muscles if you're going to cover them up. Clothing hangs on form.
And clothing, especially in these poses, like to go diagonally. So like you'll have a nice diagonal pinch compression area, and it wraps over around the waist. You'll see that a lot too.
Is anatomy hard? I wouldn't say it's hard. I think anatomical information about the body, it just requires repetition. Like, it's kind of like learning words. You just study, but you don't actually need a lot of anatomy to draw people that look believable.
Yeah.
That brush you can get for free on our profile, the linky. We're in our Discord server.
Yep. So once again, your clothes also show form. So if you suddenly abandon all of this by not adding any folds whatsoever, then I can't tell what's going on with the body, or at least it's very hard to tell. So you use the folds to wrap around the cylinders to show the perspective a little bit. There's a purpose to folds.
Drawing clothed figures is actually easier than drawing non-clothed figures.
Yeah.
It's because when you're drawing clothed figures, there's so many excuses to show form with wraps.
Yeah,
There's so
like,
many excuses to show drop shadows and cast shadows. You'll notice, like, oh my gosh, drawing clothed figures a lot easier. You just run into all these different opportunities that you can design and show stuff.
Half lock fold.
Thank you both for the time and effort you put into your live streams and content you provide. Super helpful to an aspiring artist. Awesome. I'm glad.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you find it helpful.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
I really want to create a portfolio for my art. Any ideas? What portfolio do you want to create?
Yeah, what do you want to do? Portfolios will be different depending on what you want to get into. Feels the same to you?
As not. Clothes are definitely easier to draw on. I find them a lot easier. Most people find them a lot easier.
I would say it feels.
If you haven't learned how to draw clothes at all, then it
Then
would
it'll feel
probably
the
be
same.
harder.
Yeah, it
But
would.
it will be easier after some clothing drawing classes. You'll be like,
Yeah.
holy crap, that's way easier.
What
You
do you
mean
teach?
I don't have to draw the pecs and the abdominals and the obliques and this and that? I just draw a triangle, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
I learned a lot just by being here 20 minutes. Thank you. You're
Awesome.
welcome. You're very welcome.
Just keep pushing on it.
But yeah, this exact process, Anime Art School, I teach it right here. So these are some examples. I show you how to draw the mannequin, right? So this is basically about all you need. You barely even need to have any anatomy, just some tubes. And then basic shapes, then folds. And then you just do this over and over and over and over and over again until it becomes muscle memory. And then you'll be able to draw a bunch of different clothes from imagination.
Yeah.
Here's just different tops, just different combinations of stuff. Right, here's like pants. They're all the same processes. This is a clothing class.
I feel like the community you have created and continue to create are as beneficial as the actual tips/lessons on the stream. I'm happy to be a part of it. Awesome. I really appreciate
you.
hearing that. That is very nice to hear. You know, we work hard to continue to provide.
Oh yes, and I also teach you guys how to render clothes, because if you know how to draw the clothes, it's much easier to render them.
The Asaro head. Yeah, look at this. We got a little baby Asaro head here.
Yeah, tiny Asaro head.
We have a big one, but I think it's in the... No, it's right behind me.
By the way, you
Although-
can check out our Anime Art School here. So take a screenshot. 3, 2, 1.
Yep, that is the linky to our school. Do you notice something strange about this Asaro
Whoa.
head? Look real closely at this Asaro head. If you've studied Asaro heads, you'll definitely know something's off about this. What is it, chat?
It is not like the other Asaro heads.
One of these heads is not like the others. What is different about this one?
Can we see the first page of the mannequin and close one? Yes.
Symmetrical? Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So most people prefer the this side of the
I prefer
Asaro
that
head.
side.
So I went ahead and mirrored it in Blender and 3D printed one that's symmetrical.
So yes, you can take a screenshot of this. Once again, these are demos from our school. Although it's kind of hard to take that screenshot because it's all like on an iPad. But you know, you have what you get.
Yeah. This is actually handouts from the school, right? That's in your
Yep,
costume.
exactly. That's in the costume
clothing
class.
drawing class.
Yup.
Big boy. Dude, this is heavy. I
So what
printed this
happens?
really big. Like big.
Ah.
Dude, you can knock someone out with this on accident.
Oh, by
Or
the
on
way,
purpose.
we do. Oh, I was
Like
gonna,
someone
I'll
breaks
talk
into your
about it later.
house.
Instead of a frying pan, you get one of those.
Dude, you'd knock them right out.
So then what happens is you can also think about the body like a cape. Oh, not the body. The clothes on the body like a cape. Especially like a cloak, for example, or like a jacket. So like here's a person. It's hard to draw. Like you can think about this in terms of, okay, here's the front of my jacket. Here's the bottom of my jacket. And it's a cape.
Do you ever do 3D models? Yeah, I have experience in Blender. Is there something like the Asaro head, but for the planes of the body? You know, funny enough, Asaro actually made one of these as well. This is Asaro's planes of the figure model.
It's great. I use it a lot.
You can buy these on his website. It's like, what is it called? Planes of the
Planes of the head.
head.com or something. I don't remember exactly. You can look up like Asaro head. But yeah, there is. There's and whoever was asking about 3D, yeah, we do 3D. We sculpted these in Blender, these anime head references. We made these ourselves and we sell them on our TikTok shop. So if you're interested in being able to achieve the difficult free run angle, this is definitely for you. And if you're interested in being able to study anime heads from different angles with
And
the
render
topology and render them and light them and everything, this is definitely for you. Here you go. There's a male and a female one. Side views, no problem.
No problem. Love the heads. Awesome. I'm so glad you like it.
Would you do a class for 3D models? I'm not knowledgeable enough at 3D modeling that I would teach it. I'm not a very high level poly modeler.
I'm not good enough at sculpting to teach a class.
Like, I'm good enough to throw something together if I need to build something for like a project or a client work that I'm on, but I'm not qualified to teach.
I only really know Blender as well. Like I only know some of the modifications or the modifiers, and a lot of it is muscle memory because I did a lot of modeling back in the day. But it's the same with ZBrush. Like I know ZBrush muscle memory wise. Like what's the command, and I like, oh that.
Yeah, that's literally that.
Loki thought this was unspeakable.
Unspeakable can draw now.
Yeah, undrawable.
Undraw.
I don't know.
Oh
I
wait,
apologize
this is
for
kind of
that.
genius. Wait, I just figured out another way to simplify the glutes, and it's a cylinder. Look at that. Boop.
How do you get poses to feel so dynamic? Christina draws a lot
I
of
draw a lot of
poses.
poses.
Christina studies poses all the time. She just literally goes through like Pinterest. She's been teaching figure drawing for years, like years. She's taught like 4 start to finish anatomy classes live, and she's also taught like 3 or 4 of them recorded. And she just literally does figures all the time. Like when Christina's bored on stream, she just does this.
Yep. Yeah.
Like over and 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 over through repetition. The only way to get to this level is to do a lot of it repetition.
And
if
then
you take figure drawing classes, Christina's taken a lot of figure drawing classes, and she's taught a lot of figure drawing classes. See, I'm not nearly at the level of figure drawing as Christina is. Like I can do it, but she's like,
draw a lot of anime characters. But yeah.
Michael, I will bless you with the block button. How long have you guys been drawing? Long time. Do you have any other teachers in your academy? Nope, it's just us.
Just us.
Dun, 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 dun,
Another thing I'll do for like dynamic poses is I'll have like a general idea of my ribcage and stuff. What's up?
I'm thinking of enrolling in your course, but my style isn't fully anime. Is that fine? Yes. It's a foundation class. So we give tips for anime, but it is at its heart a foundation school. Figure drawing foundations, clothing drawing foundations, perspective foundations. There is no anime 1-point perspective. There's just 1-point perspective. There's no anime 2 or 3-point perspective. There's no anime bicep or deltoid or gesture. It's just gesture. So we teach a lot in an anime style. Like some of our classes are. The figure drawing class is not in an anime style. The clothing drawing class is not in an anime style, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And so like you can see some of those on the iPad there. So it's like a foundation school. We're trying to bridge the gap between like college art foundation and people who want to draw in a stylized way. Like we're still friendly to them.
Yeah.
This is from the figure drawing class. Like
This
this
is all
is
realistic.
not an anime style. You got to learn how to light and paint realistically and how it really works. And then we go into an anime style. So like this is in the figure drawing class, but this is also in another class. So it's like there's kind of both.
I would say we try to make sure that the assignments that you do, that you can apply them to whatever style that you want. Like this, all this stuff is
There's the deltoid.
it's from realistic anatomy.
Look,
You know?
his hand wraps, that describes the cylinder.
Yes.
You've got the box. Boop, boop,
Box
boop,
of the
boop,
hand.
Boop, boop. There's the box. So it's a foundation school, and it goes beyond style.
Oh, look, lighting.
Yeah, there's some rim lighting, simplified rim lighting.
Simplified head lighting.
Yep. And like this is from the where's the costume drawing
Right
class
here.
stuff? Costume drawing. A diaper fold is a diaper fold. A pipe fold is a pipe fold. A zigzag fold is a zigzag fold. Like there is no anime version of those. It's just what they are.
Yeah. So
Anime artists will use them, but they didn't make them.
Yeah. Like once you have more knowledge, then you'll be able to diversify. So like all of these are like pipe folds. This
Yeah.
is like some half locks. Here's all the folds because I've drawn so many dresses. I'm like, oh, I know what folds go where.
Yeah. Do you teach backgrounds? Yes.
Yes, Colton teaches
I do the background
backgrounds.
classes. So
The stuff that he
this
does.
is stuff from my perspective class final.
We do people in perspective
People
as
in
well.
perspective. Here's notes on backgrounds and overlaps and point of view and all that. Here's more. Like, oh yeah, I was a background artist professionally, so that's what I teach. I teach about how to break down things geometrically, think about the design and arrangement of stuff. Like, this is really
peak.
important.
This is peak. Colin talks about this on streams as well.
Yep. I do talk
Yeah.
about this on stream sometimes, like
Composition.
little composition sketches and how to think about that.
And then he also takes you through the painting background. So, like, for instance, this is stuff that he teaches you.
Color theory, lighting, relighting the same shot from different angles.
Yeah, still
we
lifes.
do still lifes, which are really important.
And then these are just examples of more backgrounds. So,
do you have any tips for drawing in different perspective? Faith, what do you mean exactly? I wish I had time to draw, and gaming keeps distracting me. I know what you mean.
I know what you mean.
How do you recommend getting good at anatomy? Is it just time practice or looking at references? If you really want to get good at anatomy, I would recommend learning a process of constructing the figure first off. Learn a good, solid figure construction process. Michael Hampton has a great one. He teaches it on his YouTube channel for free. He also has a book, Figure Drawing Design and Invention. I have it sitting right next to me. It's very similar to what we teach in our school. This is just what you would learn in a figure drawing class. There it is, Figure Drawing Design and Invention by Michael Hampton.
Great book.
It's a good book.
Great
it's a figure drawing book. And then once you understand how to construct the figure and the proportions, you just spam adding anatomy on top of it over and over and over and over and over and over. I don't have my iPad in here, do I? Is
Nope.
that my iPad over there?
No, that's mine.
Okay. I don't know where mine is. But anyways, you could just spam adding the muscles. Look at Eckershey reference, like, let me see. Look at this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff. This kind of stuff.
I study those a ton.
This kind of stuff.
Ooh. And it will be confusing for a while, but like that's why you just have to keep on drawing and drawing and
I
drawing.
have to be really careful that I'm not showing like naked people because I got a lot of them on here. Like this kind of stuff.
I study those a lot.
This is like anatomy books. I think this is from Anatomy for Sculptors. And if you really want to learn the muscles, these muscles sit on top of the structure of the body, like trapezius, right? Your latissimus dorsi. Here's like your infraspinatus and teres major and minor and stuff like that. You know, your gluteus maximus, medius, tensor fascia. Like you learn these muscles by spamming them, your obliques, over and over and over and over and over. But you want to draw them on top of a strong figure drawing structure. Otherwise, you just have a pile of muscles. It's like clothing without a body. It's just a blob of cloth. It's a dead fold. Superani Stonehouse book. Yeah, that's a good book too. Really, really, really good. I went through a bit of that book. It's huge.
And for people who want to draw different body types, you will learn like what the average body type is with the muscles, and then all you have to do is just expand or shrink.
You're basically just playing with shape language at that point.
Yeah.
Like once you know the muscles and the structure, you play with shape language and change the body type.
And I just realized later on that if you take the edge of the neck and you drop it down, that's kind of where approximately the scapula is located.
So a difference between figure drawing and gesture drawing. Gesture drawing, I think the focus is mainly to find the flow and gesture of the body. Figure drawing is more like you're focused on like capturing the holistic figure, which probably includes a gesture phase. But I don't know the exact definition, but that's kind of how I use the terms and how I've heard them thrown around.
Well, when people focus on gesture drawing, they're like, let's do gesture drawing. They're doing 1 minute, 2 minute gestures. They're doing something fast. And then when you say figure drawing, they're like, okay, we're going to do timed drawings starting from 1 minute to 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And, you know, you're just constantly building upon the structure over and over. I would say if you want to be able to draw faster, do a lot of 1 minute or 1 to 3 minute poses. And then, like, once you're comfortable with it, move on to 10-minute poses. And you'll see how much time, like, you actually spend on the structure and the anatomy and stuff.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Huh? What?
Rodgon started following us on Instagram.
Oh, my God!
Crap, I really need to reach out to him.
Crap. Yeah, we do.
We'll get him on the channel soon. We were so distracted with our spring sale.
Yeah.
I like Rodgon a lot. He's such a good dude.
Yeah. By the way, whoever has like, if you guys have any questions, just ask away. Like, it's just easier for us to read it, and we will see your question. So yeah, if you have a question, just ask away.
Yeah, just ask away. I have to majorly tinkle though.
Uh-oh. Tinkle, huh? So like all of this knowledge that I'm doing right now, it's just muscle memory. Like I'm like, okay, I know the rhythms. Like the reason why I'm able to understand like where the arm is and the wrist and all that stuff is because I've just done it a million times. That's all you have to do. The secret is just repetition. That's it. Do you have any tips for proportions? I follow the guidelines, but mine turns out wonky. Keep following it, assuming that you are following the correct proportions. For me, I like to divide things in halves and thirds because that gets me a pretty good structure. And then I just do it over and over and over until you get it. They will look wonky for a while. Like, even if you've done it 10 times, that's not enough. You got to do it like hundreds and hundreds of times. Every body drawing that you do, think of proportions. Like, even when I'm drawing this, I'm thinking, okay, here's my pelvis. It's about not my rib cage or my pelvis. Okay, I know that it's basically a rectangle split in half. This is about equal ratio to this. Here's my halfway point for my pelvis. And so like, okay, that's my base that I start off with. Okay, my head is another third. So like this length, I just move it up approximately, and here's my head length with my neck. And I just constantly check. With poses like this is more difficult because, you know, you don't see the person just standing straight up. But then I also look at things around it, like my rib cage. I'm thinking, okay, I know based on all the drawings that I did that my upper arm is roughly about the same size as my rib cage because that's where my elbow is. So all I have to do is just do it like this, move it up. Oh yeah, look at there it is. That looks pretty accurate. And then I also know that my upper arm and my lower arm are roughly the same size and my hand is extra. So with that information, Bubblejack, oh my gosh, it's one of our kitties. So yeah, I'm like, okay, upper arm is this length. Lower arm is approximately about this length. Does this feel the same? If so, then move on. So that's what I constantly do. Bubblejack!
It's Baby Jack.
It's Applejack.
Yeah, it's Applejack.
We call them different names. For how should I begin drawing? Like first the head or the torso? It doesn't matter. Just start wherever. Try different directions and then see where it takes you. Which one do you prefer more? Sometimes I will start with the head. Other times I'll start with the torso. And then I'll add the head on top. And so I'm constantly doing proportions. It's just sometimes you don't see it because I'm doing it in my head. So now I'm drawing someone's arm coming forward, which goes into foreshortening, but we're not going to talk about that because that's kind of extensive.
The only thing that I have a problem with about gesture drawing, I still don't get the concept of it. Think about gesture drawing as it focuses on the purpose of your pose. It focuses on the clarity of communicating the pose. What is the character doing? What is the action that they're taking, right?
Like, and are they going like this?
It's all about clarity of what is the character doing? What action are they taking? That is, gesture is when you figure that out. You communicate that idea clearly.
Like, what's the main idea of this image? Or this pose? It's this.
Yeah.
That's the gesture. Everything is extra. Everything follows that.
You're doing that through abstract shapes and lines. You're doing that generally through C, S, and I lines. So C curves, S curves, and straights.
Here's a straight.
And you're essentially
S.
communicating the purpose of the pose through a very like simple, quick gesture or structure. And then once the structure is clear, once the gesture is clear, once the communication is effective, then you can start to build the body and the forms and the volumes and then the muscles and clothes. That's how I think about gesture drawing. It's like, is the pose clearly communicated?
Can you tell what's happening?
I have problems getting the proportions of my figure correct, hoping more practice helps that.
Yes.
Let me think. Book volume 2. You can screenshot the proportional setup in our book volume 2 if you want.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty good proportion.
There we go.
It can be measured. Like proportion is pretty established. You want me to do this?
Yeah.
Body proportion A. You can take a screenshot of that if you want.
You can get this on a TikTok shop, by the way.
Yeah. Although we only have like
a few.
Barely any copies left.
Okay.
I ordered some, but they take like almost a month to get here.
Oh. So yeah. And then, differences between male and female.
Yeah. Although that page is not as relevant.
As descriptive, yeah. But that's like the general idea.
Should I practice anatomy and clothing together or separately? Well, when you start practicing clothing, you're going to be drawing them on bodies.
Yep. So you're technically hitting two birds with one stone. I would say if you're going to do bodies, find the basic forms. You don't have to do the anatomy.
Yeah, like you're not really going to practice a lot of muscles when you're drawing clothed figures unless it's like muscle shirts or something,
Yeah, unless you're showing the muscle through the shirt and, like in manhwas and stuff.
Yeah, like when you're
service.
Drawing a body that has clothes, a lot of the time, you're really just doing maybe like a very simple volume like this. And then it's like, here's my center line. Here's a wrapping line. Here's a neck. Shoulder. Clavicle. You don't even really need that. It's like you could draw them clothes over this figure right here.
Do you guys teach full-time or do you also work in studios?
I used to, but I don't anymore. This Anime Academy business takes a full-time amount of work. But like I wouldn't really go much more than this.
Yeah. And this also works for gesture drawing. Yeah, we also have a gesture drawing, 30-minute gesture drawing exercise that you can check out. It would probably be perfect for you if you just are super overwhelmed with all that. Like some people who do gesture drawing, they make it look really pretty. Mine is more practical. It's not as pretty, but it gets the job done. But you can check that out if you want.
I never worked in studio. I was always a freelancer. I didn't feel like moving. Every time I got a studio offer, I would turn it down because I'm like, I don't want to move to like Quebec City, or I don't want to move to whatever, Paris. Like, I don't want to move around the world or to another country to work in a studio when I could just freelance. Of course, back then I was living in California at the time, but I'm like, I'm not going to move kind of my whole life to another country, especially when like, you were going to school.
Yeah.
You worked in anime style mostly? No, I worked on mostly, I did concept art for games mostly, like Western games. I did some Japanese games as well. I very rarely worked in anime style personally. The only project that I really did that was anime style was Bakugan cards, and maybe Ender Magnolia. Was that the game called?
I think that's what it's called.
I always get it confused with the code name for the game.
Ender Magnolia, that's what it is.
Okay, because the code name was Zion, but the game wasn't called Zion. What are some games you worked on? I worked on Outriders. I worked on that like 5 years before it came out. Guild Wars 2 weapons. I did some map design exploration for PUBG. What else? I did a bunch of mobile game stuff for random games. I did furniture and interior assets for Oculus, the Oculus Home. So many. You lose track. Like, you're a freelancer for a couple of years. You work on like 20, 25 different projects. They're not long. I worked on Anthem, EA's game, for about a year. I did some skins for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, although that was a really short job. I designed some loot tick for Apex. Is Apex Legends the one with the loot tick chat? I don't know. I never played.
I don't know. I never played it.
It sounds like a lot, but it's just freelance. Like, you get stuck on a bunch of different projects, and they're not very long. But you'll get put on a project that's a couple years long, and you'll work on one game for a couple of years. Freelancers jump around a lot, like a lot. It'll be anything from like a single artwork to years of work. Outriders had a great game look to it. Yeah, I some of my concept art for Outriders was actually released. Not very much concept art gets released. So it's cool to see something finally get posted. By the way, if you're going to be a concept artist, chat, don't ever expect anything you draw ever to see the public. You're not going to be able to show almost anything you ever work on to anybody, just because NDAs. So this is some work from Volta for Outriders, and right here, so you can see.
Oh,
Here I
there
am,
you are.
right there. And this is Volta. This is an outsourcing studio that does concept art. And this one, these two on the left are both mine. This is like really old work, like 2018 or 19.
That's a cool gate.
This is my design, but I didn't draw this picture. This one was mine. This piece here. Oh my gosh, dude. Some of these are mine.
Oh yeah.
This top right one right here is mine.
He's a backgrounds guy. He was a backgrounds guy. Now he's doing more characters and stuff.
Yeah, you only get a couple pieces. This is actually my building design. This building.
Oh yes, I remember that.
This building right here is mine.
Yeah, they probably took your original painting and painted
This
over it,
artwork
probably.
isn't mine, but the
Yeah.
design is. That happens a lot, by the way. You design something, and then other people put that design in their art, because it's a team effort. Like, if you're a concept artist, forget about your art or their art. Like, you'll do art that you've done from start to finish, but projects get shuffled a lot. You're working on something, then you get someone else's art, it gets given to someone else. It's just how it works. Hi, teachers. Guess who got accepted to art school?
Congrats.
Your cousin. I have no idea, dude. You? That's awesome.
Who else? Awesome. Congrats. I need that brush name right now. You can get it on our profile.
Outriders was cool. I never played it, but I saw gameplay of it. It looked cool. I was on this with some of my buddies from school back in the day.
This guy looks kind of crusty. There's some flies around him.
Like, this is Elliot's. This tank right here, that's Elliot's work.
When it comes to clothes, how do you visualize the shape of the folds for shadows and highlights? I've done it so many times that I can kind of guess a pattern. You know, like when someone's holding their hands in their pocket, they will have this kind of tension. And so that's just from a lot of studying, drawing people with clothes on and poses. And that's how you can visualize. You need that visual library. I've done a lot of these. This is what I do. I do a lot of studies like this, finding the folds, painting them, finding out the rhythms and what kind of folds generally happen in certain circumstances, and you draw it a bunch of times until you memorize it, and then you can use that as a tool. Right, so these are just some extra ones here. And you'll notice that as the more you draw certain clothes, the more similar folds you'll see. Like this fold happens constantly, almost everywhere. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I can use that in shirts. I can use that in dresses like this. So just do a lot of these. You don't have to paint them. You could just draw them and find those particular folds. And then you'll be able to see, oh, whenever there's a long sleeve, this happens. So I got to take note of that.
Yeah. You'll notice, like, oh, someone bends their arm. There's a lot of bunching in the elbow area. Huh. Like, you will constantly get spiral folds in this area and this area. And you will constantly get bunching right here. You will notice that all the time. The spiral folds, a lot of the time, will come from the front of the shoulder, and they'll go back to the elbow.
Yep.
That, like, once you do a bunch of studies, you'll just recognize this stuff. I mean, think about it, right? You play a video game, and you battle a boss, like, 20 times. You know all the boss's moves. You're just like, he goes over there, then he comes back here. Okay, he does the big attack. Okay, does the fast attack, dodge to the left. That's drawing.
That
like,
is drawing,
you
literally.
do these studies over and over and over, and you're like, it's a t-shirt. Okay, there's going to probably be bunching right here. Yep. There's going to be this there. Yep. This person's moving their arm back. All right, spiral fold right here.
This was my sketch. And
It's
I'm
a
like,
boss
okay,
battle.
Yeah, it is a boss battle.
Boss battle.
And once again, you don't have to describe every single fold before you paint. Like here, I just described this because there's a bulge. I described this because this overlaps. I described this fold because that's what happens a lot when you bend an arm. And of course, when you have reference, it's even more helpful. And then you have all these. And then when you paint it, it becomes a piece of cake because now you know exactly where to place all these folds. Do you teach at an art school because they need you?
We have an art
we
school.
do have an art school.
Yes, we do teach an art school.
Yeah. So just take a screenshot and we'll talk about it and stuff. I teach a lot of this clothing and rendering and clothing drawing in our anime art school. That's where we teach it. I love your line work for sketches. Oh, thank you. What are the main ideas behind character design and environment design?
I'm not really sure if I understand the question.
Yeah. And so every fold that you draw, like, it's caused by something. This fold is caused because it's wrapping around the waist. And there's a diaper fold. Look at that. There's that same fold as I talked about earlier.
Hold up. That's the 6-7 fold.
That is a 6-7 fold. In this one. Same fold. You'll see it happening all the time.
You're just looking at it from a different angle.
Exactly. And yeah, here's a pipe fold that happens a lot in very decorative
That to me
folds.
looks like a drop fold.
Drop fold, yeah.
I mean,
drop fold.
it's basically just a fancy pipe fold. But
yeah, it's a fancy. It's an extra.
Yeah, drop
Pipe fold
folds.
feeling extra.
Drop folds are really easy to see because you get this. Crap. Okay. You just get this. If you see that, chat, that's a drop fold.
Yep.
It's basically just a fancy pipe fold. Pipe folds are like
Practical, sensible. I don't know.
oops. I always do that.
I do that
Drag
too all
my
the time.
Photoshop window out, right? Pipe fold.
Kind of even leveled in a way.
Yeah.
Everything's collected up nicely.
So this would be like pipe, drop, prop.
Prop.
There
Fox
you go.
is back. Fox is full from dinner.
Dude, I was so bloated earlier today. We went into
Oh.
ramen. I was like, ugh.
I should have ordered something lighter, to be honest. Yeah. Good that you're full.
I've always wanted to be an animator, even though I study architecture. Yeah, you could study multiple things. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Do it.
Try it.
What has been your lifelong dream? To have hair. True story. I've always wanted to have hair.
He had hair.
To get my hair back. The hat is a icon though. But myself some canvases. Fun.
Awesome.
You don't know what to paint? Paint Miki.
Paint Miki. Paint, I don't know. Anything really. Find a cool image that has like cool light and shadows, and that's another thing. Oh, we also have dailies, so if you want to join our Discord, that can help you with art block.
Honestly, I would set up a still life.
Yeah.
Go to a thrift store, get a lamp, right? This is what I would recommend. If you don't know what to paint and you want to start painting a lot, do something like this, all right? Go to a thrift store or a Goodwill. And just get one of these. You'll see them all over the place.
Desk lamps.
Right? A lot of the time they'll come with a bulb in them. Get one of these times 1 or 2. All right, get some cloth. And then look for like pots and vases and stuff. They'll have like kettles. They'll have little thingums like this. Sometimes they'll have fake fruit if you're lucky, but trust me, dude.
Definitely fake flowers.
Those grandmas foam at the mouth over fake fruit, so you'll have to be quick. But you'll get like buckets. You'll get like a little basket, like this sort of thing.
Try to find something that's like kind of simple to render, like nothing too reflective, because that's really difficult.
Yeah, you could get a not a French press.
Like a
What's that called?
crystal
Like what is this thing called? That's like
We have like a whole like still life collection, still life prop
what are
collection.
those coffee things called? That kind of
percolator.
look like percolator. I don't know what those look like. I know they're kind of something like that.
Angular on the bottom, so it's like instead of it's like a
Like this.
yeah, close enough.
I don't remember what they look like.
Yeah,
A
it's close
percolator.
enough. Yeah,
Look
percolators
for
are cool.
stuff like this at a thrift store. They're really inexpensive, and you can get very quickly for not very much money a really nice little still life setup, and arrange different setups. Like the still lifes that I did in our anime art school.
Right here.
That's stuff that I found at like a thrift store. Vases,
Lemon.
fake flowers, fake lemons, stuff like that. And I just have like a little cloth and construction paper. Like I found this at a Goodwill.
Yep.
And I'm like, that looks cool. I'm gonna get that for a study. And you can just have like a cardboard box dedicated to your still life stuff. And oh my, and one lamp with a bulb. Get 2 light bulbs, warm and cool. And switch them out and do studies with different oh my gosh, you'll literally never run out of things to paint. You can always paint stuff from different angles and everything. They have them at art schools, like the art school that we took an oil painting class at.
I hate when it does that. Yep.
They just had like a whole cabinet full of still life, random stuff, jars, vases, fake flowers and fruit and cloth and stuff.
Potion bottles.
It's not expensive. It will not run you more than like $20 for like a basic setup.
Yeah. I mean, you really don't need a lot. You can just get like 3 things. And then, you know, you just grow that collection over time. I'm trying to make a story. I can never stay attached to the characters' designs. Any tips? I don't know.
Drawing is hard because of the limited wrist and elbow mobility you were born with.
Oh, that sucks.
That does suck. I know that there are a lot of artists out there who draw with stuff like that. Maybe you could look into something like that, see how they get around it. Try to make a story. You can never stay attached to the character designs. Any tips? I just keep redesigning them.
Keep redesigning them until you're happy with it.
I always just design characters that are relatively normal looking. Like,
yeah, same.
if you watch like most movies and stuff, like they don't have crazy character designs. With
They just
crazy
wear like
costumes and
average
stuff.
clothes.
Yeah, it's like all of my original characters have like normal clothes. They just kind of got a vibe.
Yeah, try to find a design that is not about how to make the most unique design, but what fits the character the most. Like it can be as simple as a sweatshirt with joggers, and that could be the character design. I mean, like look at Family Guy, even like Adventure Time. Like their designs are very simple. They're just shirts.
I have hair, but no, it won't last. Any tips on being graceful and confident while bald? Just study me, honestly. I have no idea, dude. Like, I just decided. Like, I made a decision one day. I'm just like,
You know what?
that's it.
I'm
Like,
okay with being bald.
I'm okay with it. I don't care. It's not something that has bothered me at all. Honestly, yeah, I don't know. It's not really something that's ever bothered me. It was like this conscious decision at one point. Like, I just don't care. And then once I decided I didn't care anymore. There's like this whole Reddit or something. Isn't there?
What about bald people?
About people who are like going bald, like the club or something. Isn't that like a thing? They have like this whole little meme and stuff. I'm inspired. That's great.
That's
Shave your head
great.
right now. I'm kidding. How do you properly do art studies to actually learn from them? It is a good question.
Good question. Saying as I'm doing an art study right now.
I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I want to answer the question well.
Yeah.
You're not trying to copy exactly what you see. It's like, try to do studies in order to understand. I think studies are most effective when you have some sort of underlying foundational knowledge of like design and perspective, and you're kind of seeing how what you're currently studying hooks in with that. So for example, Christina's looking at the proportions and the design of the overall, like the hair and the head and the face and the landmarks. And then what she's probably going to go do is squint really hard and look at separation of light and dark.
Yeah, like I will look at, if I squint really hard, I see this.
Yep.
I see
This
this.
is all connected too. It's like the separation of light and dark. And then she'll probably, like, she learned a technique in classes that she's taken for starting off with 2 values and then kind of expanding into more. And so I would just say, like, try to approach doing studies with a thought process and a purpose. You don't have to do them correctly. Like, doing anything at all is better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
But just remember that it's like, it's beyond just what you see. It's like a thought process of design and arrangement of shapes, and there's light and there's dark and there's form and there's cast shadows and core shadows and bounce light, and you kind of work there in stages.
And it's like, what do you want to get out of the study, right? Also find a purpose as to like, why did you study this in the first place? Did you like the forms? Did you like the lighting? Like for me, I was really drawn by the lighting and the way how the bounce light of the bottom here comes up to the face. So I'm like, oh, I want to study that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that this texture is really cool, so I want to try that too. And I'm going to test my value grouping skills. So that helps me to decide what to study. Okay. And then, you know, if I want to go into color, like this will also help me with choosing what colors and how to get better at it.
I do teach how to do still lifes in my class in anime art school.
It's very good.
You're 13, want to make your own anime channel on YouTube and do tutorials. Do you have any tips for me? I don't know. Just try stuff, I guess.
Like,
I would say most people, their number one issue is they think about something forever and never really attempt it, or they attempt it once and that's it.
yeah.
I certainly was not good enough at 13 to do tutorials.
I would say like,
It's not bad to start exploring content creation, though. It can be fun.
now me personally as a teacher, and you always start somewhere. If you really want to teach and that's your passion and you're like, man, I really want to teach these tips, like, then try it out. I also am more of like, I want to teach when I'm more like experienced as an artist, because I take myself very highly as a teacher. Like, I'm like, I need to make sure that this is correct and I do this correctly and that this helps people.
You mean you hold yourself to a high standard?
Hold myself to a high standard. Not saying like you should be perfect. Like,
Yeah.
when I first started teaching, I obviously wasn't good, but like I tried my best and do it for the experience. I would say if you really want to do it for the experience. Just understand that as a teacher, as if you want to continue doing that, there's
Doing what?
continue being a teacher.
Oh.
And continue that route, like you're going to just improve. You got to make sure you got to be kind of credible.
Yeah.
Skill-wise.
I would say if you want to do tutorials, I would probably recommend going through just like a phase of learning and grinding it out and
Yeah.
getting to the level where you feel really good about doing tutorials and education.
Yeah.
I'm really, really, really picky for myself about what I teach, and like I'll like if I don't know something very well, like animal anatomy, I'll just be like, I don't really teach it.
Yeah.
You could start a channel just shouting out other people and being like, oh my gosh, I found this channel, they have really good content on this, go check them out, they're really good at this. Like, I wouldn't personally teach anything I'm not proficient in. That's just me. Like, you can if you want. It's up to you.
It's up to you. And I'm also like trying to be careful to not discourage where I'm saying like, oh, you should only teach when you are a perfect teacher, because that's not true.
I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah.
Like, I think getting into content creation could be a really good idea. Like, I think it's very fun and you learn a lot of good stuff from it.
I think a good direction could be like, I learned this from XYZ, here's what I learned, and I want to just share it. You know, I feel like that could be a good angle that you could take if you want to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you want to do tutorials? Like, if you're doing tutorials, you can just explain how you do stuff. Like that, there's nothing wrong with that. That's totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. This is how it was shield from nipping. Yeah, I agree. Like, if you want to do that route, try it. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I think getting into content creation is a great idea. I think everybody should do it at some point.
So yeah, this is exactly what I'm doing right now. When I'm drawing this image, I'm thinking, where's my light and my dark? And I'm looking at my image and I'm thinking, okay, my light source is coming from this way. So that means everything else on this side is going to be in dark, and I see a lot of massing happening. So I'm just separating things out like this. And I love doing this kind of stuff. So there we go. I've separated my lights and my darks. All that I need to do now is add in my lights, which is going to be like this really intense light. And I'll add in my extra values later. This might be a little bit too bright, so I'll darken it. There we go.
But yeah, like what I was saying earlier is most people's issue is that they spend forever thinking about it and they don't just do it.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people that are just like, I've been thinking about doing this, and then like 2 years passes and 3 years passes and 4 years passes and they're still thinking about doing this. There's no risk, honestly.
Yeah.
Zero. The only risk is like what you tell yourself. So if you want to try something, just try it, just do it. Like there's no risk. It's free to upload videos, completely free.
Now I added my in-betweens because I got my lights and my darks sculpted out, and now I'm gonna go in with like a little bit of a dark or like a medium tone, and I'm just going to separate things out now. See.
So you're just gonna do a study now?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I didn't really know what else to do.
That's
but
fine.
maybe I should have answered some questions.
No,
How do
it's
you
okay.
get better observational skills?
Well, you definitely have to practice it first off.
Yeah.
But look at positive and negative space. Look for simple shapes. You can triangulate. Like there's a lot of different techniques that you can use.
Yeah, like you can look at
You can do enveloping to like, you know.
like you can look at this particular shape.
No. That's a complicated shape.
It is complicated.
It is complicated. I would say if you want to draw a complicated shape, break it down simply. Like try to get the essence of it, and then like jupe, you know, jupe. Like you can find that shape, or you can find just the basic silhouette. You can fit something inside of a box and then start carving from there.
Yeah.
You know, like very, very, very simply. And you can create like reference points. I really liked how Ramon Hurtado broke down copying something, which is like, what is the thing that you go, well, I can't get that wrong?
Yeah.
Like, is there one line that you see? Is there one connection of 2 points that you go, well, I can't get that wrong? And then you do that one, and then the next one. Like, what's the next one? Now that I have this line in place, what is the next line that this kind of reveals to me that is the easiest thing to find? And then you put that one in, and then you check. You go, what's the negative space? What's the positive space? It does take a lot of practice, though. I would really, you know, squinting helps a lot. You squint till you can barely see, and you'll see like large masses. You don't want to focus on details too fast.
Yeah.
Like squint and just go, what do I see? The large masses.
Like I separate out my large masses, and now I'm working on with smaller masses. Cat for everywhere help? Yeah, we have cat for everywhere.
Should I make a new account for art? I already have one, but it's mainly for fan art for some YouTubers. It's totally up to you. It doesn't matter at all. You like post on whatever you want to. If you want to separate them, separate them. If you don't. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Your content is what's going to drive the traffic.
I'll make this smaller. Are you guys able to make your eyes blurry on command?
Yeah.
I can't. I don't even know how I would make it blurry on command. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. Let me go back to some of these older previous drawings. Maybe I'll like doodle a few more poses or finish this guy up a little bit. I would, someone asked earlier, like, if they're just getting started with art again, what should they do first? I would say, if they're still here, just do a bunch of doodling. Just draw, like, draw to have fun. And so just fill a sketchbook or fill, like, digital canvases, just full of stuff that you like. Just to get a healthy relationship with art. especially if you haven't done it in a long time. There's no reason to pressure yourself at this point, especially if you're just starting again. And, you know, practice some dimensional drawing and do some gesture exercises. That could help a lot, you know. But it just depends on, like, what do you want to do as an art, like, for art later on? Like, do you want to just have fun with it? Or do you just want to be a bit more chill or go more pro? Thank you for the follows, guys. I just take off my glasses. That's a really good one. It's really good to make your eyes blurry on command. Thank you so much for sharing tips about teaching. Awesome. Any popular art tips you're against? That's a funny question.
I would honestly just probably watch a Sam Does Art video on it because he's pretty spot on most of the time, or like a Mark Burnett. But I think popular art tips, like, you have to understand that everything is contextual. Like, there is no contextless advice. Like, everything has nuance, everything has context. So I guess it would just be when someone applies a piece of advice to everything rather than understanding there's always context, which is funny, right? Because it's just like, duh, like, obviously not something is true all of the time. I remember watching some Gary V video, and it's like very rampant in social media where you say something and you get all these comments and people that are just like, well, that's not true all of the time. And it's just like, what on earth is true all of the time? Like, is there anything that's true all of the time at all ever? Like, wouldn't that kind of be like, obviously? And I would say when people like tips that are like blanket applied, like, what should I learn first? It's like, oh, you should learn this first, right? Like, if you tell someone that they should learn how to draw figures first, well, that doesn't apply if the person wants to draw cars for a living. Right? Like, it doesn't apply if the person wants to be a product designer. It's like, it's all context. That's why it's so hard to give advice, because you kind of have to understand about what the goals are. And you'll hear that all the time. It's like, well, it depends. Well, it depends. It's like, well, what do you want to do? And so someone will ask a question and everybody will be like, they'll jump to answer it without trying to understand the context. You send people in the wrong direction all the time if you don't understand their goals. And like, because Christina and I, like, the main point, like, we actually want to help people.
Yeah. You
have to understand what someone's goals are if you want to help them. If you want to be right, you can just spout something out. But if you actually want to help people, you have to understand what their goals are. You have to understand where they want to go, where they're at. Like, a lot of people will have the same goals. Like, most people who come into the chat, they're like, I want to get better at XYZ thing. And so you can kind of go, well, they probably mean this.
Or they mean this.
Or they mean, you know, they might mean this. They might mean that. Like, we've recognized that when people say, should I use shapes? They usually mean forms. Like, shapes are 2D, forms are 3D, but they will use them interchangeably. So, like, you kind of get, you know, to almost 2 years of streaming all the time, you'll start to recognize when people mean certain things. But that's what I think is, like, art tips. Like, I think most art tips are valid with their respective context. It's when they're taken and applied to something where it wouldn't apply. And I think that when, like, the better the teacher and artist, you will usually find that they critique in a very contextual way. Like, what is your, like, oh my gosh, if you ever see how Craig Mullins critiques someone, or how, like, a really good art director at, like, a studio, it's always context. It's like, where do we want to bring this piece? What mood do we want to have?
Exactly. Like, what's your intention?
Yeah. But, like, yeah, that's just kind of how I think about it.
Someone asks, how do you remember the muscle groups or muscle rhythms or whatever? Just draw them a lot. Construct from start to finish and You know, do something like this, add muscles on top, and just memorize. That's all you really can do.
Yeah.
You can learn if you're really overwhelmed, just like do maybe isolated torso muscle with arms, and so just do a bunch of that, and then later on do a bunch of legs, and then put them together. That's how you memorize.
Want to illustrate books? Where does one look for authors in need of illustration? I haven't done many book illustrations. Probably. I bet you anything there's some communities out there with that. I have a feeling that authors are really, I don't know, the word would be picky, but like I think authors,
particular?
yeah, I think a lot of the time authors will be very particular with their illustrator. I think an author will have a go-to illustrator that they like. I've definitely seen that. So I'm not sure exactly. I haven't done many book illustrations. I have friends who do book cover illustrations and stuff, but I haven't personally done very many of them. I've definitely done one or two, but I haven't done a lot of them. I don't know. I would probably start looking at maybe like conventions, honestly.
Yeah,
I try to when I want to find work for something particular, I try to go, what can I do that other people aren't willing to do or haven't thought about that could give me a competitive advantage to get me hired? I would probably go to author. I'd get in the mind of an author. I'd go author conventions with writers and go around and have a portfolio that's killer, that's like really nice, and hang out with authors, talk to them, make an author friend. They have friends. Like artists are friends with artists. Doctors are friends with doctors. Authors are probably friends with other doctors, authors, right?
Yeah.
And so if I could get into an author community as an ally and meet people and talk to them and become interested in them, genuinely interested in them, because it's cool. Like writing is awesome. A lot of artists want to write as well. That's how I would do it probably.
Don't like that.
Can you please don't spam the chat?
If you spam, it's we're less likely to answer the question.
All
right, this hand sucks. It's hard hand pose. Whatever. I'll keep it.
Yeah, and like a lot of the time as well, Nezutari, I think social media and the mindset very much like of online content very much contributes to the idea of black and white thinking.
Yeah.
It's like it's a shorter path of not having to burn very many mental calories. Like I understand why people do it. It's because it's the path of least resistance. Like when things can be black and white, they're easier to classify and to categorize. So you can just put things into buckets very quickly when you don't have to think about them and understand the nuance. It's like you see it happen all the time with everything, you know, especially things like politics or religion or whatever, and like art or advice. It's like if you can quickly, like people really, really want to quickly classify something so they can not focus on it anymore. Like this is this way, neatly file it away into different buckets. Like that's what your brain is designed to do. You like constantly classify millions of things. Everything you see, it's like, oh, that's a cup. Classify that as a cup. Oh, that's a, you know, that's a little anime figurine. Okay, that's a whatever, a flower vase. That's grass. That's sidewalk. Like you're always classifying everything, and kind of they become like this mental image of what like you imagine it as. And I don't really think it's any different with like you see content online and you hear a piece of advice and it's like classified. It's like, this is something I disagree with, or this is something I do agree with. I think it's just how people work, and content hijacks the brain that likes to do that. right? Content hijacks that feature, and it gets people really riled up because it's like the dress, right? The
Blue.
is it blue and white or blue and black, or is it white and gold? It's like you'll see that and people get really riled up. Like some people categorize it into one and other people categorize it into the other, and they're both so firm on it and they just love to like argue and butt heads and everything. IDK, what to classify America today? It can't. Like you can't classify it. There's hundreds of millions of people here. Like you can't classify all of the complexity and nuance into one tiny little thing. It's just not possible. You can't classify certain things.
You can classify smaller things, but not one big thing that has a bunch of little nuanced things inside.
Yeah. Like you just can't. Like there's so many things that you can't classify.
Yeah.
Like not in like a simple way. Like people will want to. Like you naturally want to do that, but it's just not really something that's you can do with a lot of stuff. There's too much nuance. There's too much case by case basis stuff. Picked up drawing again after years and having a blast. Awesome. Hey, if you picked up drawing again and you want a community, we do have a Discord server.
Yes, we do.
You can join it here on our site, drawanime.com. It's a fun community. There's dailies, there's challenges that run every 2 weeks right now, and a lot of fun people.
Do you recommend that people should pursue their passions as jobs or turn their passions into content creation jobs?
Oh, it depends. I think it depends on the person. I think it's worth trying for a lot of people. I'm glad I did. I couldn't do anything else, honestly. Like I would not be able, I would get so bored. Like that's the reason I dropped out of school, is because I cannot physically get myself to do something that I don't enjoy.
I don't really even know what I would do other than art, to be honest.
You never even really considered anything else. You're
No.
just like, I draw so much.
I just draw so much, I might as well just continue doing it and using it as a career. It kind of just became it, you know?
You know, like, I wouldn't be able to. I would rather, personally, right, just for me, I would rather figure out how to turn the thing that I like into my career and keep enjoying it than like try to protect it and live in fear of like, what if I stop liking it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, well, I'm just going to have to figure out how to like it and do it as a job because I'm going to keep doing it.
I feel like there will be moments where you will just not like it. But that's okay. Like, that's part of life, you know?
Is there drawing groups in the Discord, like a bunch of people screen share during drawing? Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
I think a lot of them join their own little friend group and they do it in like a different server now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure. I'm not in any other servers for art. But there used to be like a big group of people in our Discord server who would draw and screen share and hang out and stuff. They're all like high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're people like your age so much, you know, more like older, more like, I don't know, adults.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people will join Discord servers and like hang out on the weekend, like students and high schoolers and stuff. But I think a lot of them went to a different Discord server. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, they create their own communities and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Like, everybody's got their own Discord server these days. And they're like, oh, join my Discord server. Like, our moderators have their own Discord servers. We're not in any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Our community is a pretty big job. And I'm not really the social kind to join everybody's Discord server, personally.
Yeah.
I get too distracted, and then there's drama, and everybody gets mad at each other, and there's no
Every day is filled
rules
with
set up
drama.
anyways, and it's just... Oh my gosh, I'm so popular, and basically every day is filled with drama. It's like that. Like, you know, I'm 30. I'm 30. Like, I'm ready to kind of commit long-term. What? Are you okay?
I got an itch in my nose.
Oh.
I'm trying to get away.
I thought you were like laughing at something I was like. You know, I'm 30. I'm ready to kind of commit to a career for a while and help grow Anime Academy into something big. Mm-hmm. Our goal eventually is to hit 1 million subscribers
And I know we can 100% do it. We just need to persevere and do it long term. Unks rise up for sure.
Do you guys have any tips for nailing down perspective? That's my main thing I'm struggling with.
For 41, yeah, like there will definitely be people who go into calls and draw together.
Yeah. How would you nail down perspective?
Huh?
There's a question on how.
Nailing down perspective. I mean, it's really just like the basics of 1, 2, 3 point perspective and drawing things from different angles. So like, I would very much recommend intuitive and technical. Like I talk about this quite often. If you're new here, you'll probably hear me talk about it again in the future.
And we do teach it in the school too.
Yes, I teach this in my class. There is the technical perspective.
I need to put my nose.
Yes. Technical perspective. Oh, come on. And there is, let's put this over here. INTUITIV. Intuitive perspective. All right. And technical perspective is like 1, 2, 3 point, 1, 2, 3 point, right? I think horizon line, vanishing point, dragging out lines, right? Front of my box, dragging out lines, connecting them to the sides. Zoop, zoop. You know, the back of my box, draw through, zoop. Cleaning up maybe a little bit in order to see this box better. Right, this would be like 1 point perspective. You can do it with 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. You can do modifications. There's like subdividing, multiplying, technical perspective stuff, the boring stuff that nobody wants to learn.
Yep.
And so, you know, you split this in half. Boop. Here's the middle. This way. And this way. Right? This kind of stuff. Technical, boring, yawn. And then there's intuitive perspective, which is like your ability to just draw things in 3D without thinking too much about grids and all that, right?
Like just drawing boxes at different angles and trying it out.
Drawing at angles and like rotating things. Like you're still using draw through. Maybe, you know, coming out here and rotating another box and doing something like this and going, what if this box was like rotated a bit?
It's hard to do this too.
What if this box was like rotated a little bit, right? And we have this come down and out. Like I'm still using draw through, right? Which is when I'm drawing through a form in order to see the other side. Right? Flipping whatever, you know, drawing like cylinders and like maybe one at that angle.
These are great perspective exercises,
Maybe
by
one
the
at
way.
this angle. Yeah, this is a good exercise. Like drawing just boxes and making like change of them and going, okay, what if this
Came up a little bit or something.
yeah, what if this like came up and then what if it came up more? What if it came up and then flipped up a little bit more so it's like that? And what if it like flipped off into the background? Like that, right? Like you get this like little line of boxes going off into the distance. And I haven't established a horizon line. I haven't established all of that kind of stuff. And so there's both. There's the intuitive and there's the technical. And if you really want to nail perspective, I would recommend practicing both of these. Doing both. I've just shown that I haven't saved my document, which I don't care about. There's nothing on here worth saving. Technical and intuitive. And I would recommend practicing both because most of the time when someone draws something that's like, I don't know, an object or an animal or a human figure, like what Christina's working on, like she didn't set up a perspective grid for this. Like she didn't set up a horizon line. Like, why would she set up a horizon line for this? Like she wouldn't really need to.
Be too. It would make me go nuts.
Yeah, like there's no horizon lines. There's no vanishing points for any of these. It's all just intuitive perspective. But if she wanted to put this in a scene, she would be able to because she understands how to go forwards and backwards in perspective. Like start
Switching
with the
modes.
horizon line and vanishing points and then add the character, or start with the character and then move back and reverse engineer it into that. Because like if you're a character designer, you'd never start a shot like this with the horizon line and vanishing point. Like it wouldn't make a lot of sense because that doesn't help the gesture. It's not good for the mood and emotion because it's like
You end up like locking yourself into this perspective grid, and then it stiffens everything, which
Yeah.
you know, that's like the hard balance to keep, you know?
exactly. But you also don't want to ignore the technical stuff because people will be able to tell, especially pros if you want to get hired professionally, like people will be able to tell if you don't know. Like they will be like, like
This
it's
guy.
just immediate. Like so practicing both is a really good idea.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like I really think you should practice both. And so nailing down the perspective, and then you can actually literally practice both. Like, you know, like I think Gene has some of that sort of stuff on his YouTube channel. But you can do exercises where you practice both. You set up a really loose grid, and then you draw intuitively trying to be on that grid as well, and eventually you get to the point where they kind of both blend together, like they hold hands. You can use one to help the other. That's how I see it. And you'll draw thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of boxes. Like boxes do not take a long time to draw after you get to a certain point. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes, like very, very quickly. Right? And you can go, okay, what if this one flips up like this and kind of starts
Ooh.
coming up like that? And then, you know, you can use draw through on all these if you want.
I did the 250 boxes, and I regret to inform you it helped my intuitive sense of perspective. It only worked for me because I was too depressed to decide what to draw during pandemic lockdown. Well, I'm glad that it improved your design, your perspective sense. And really, the goal to doing perspective is to see that 3D space on your paper.
Yeah, that's a big one. Like you want to be able to get to the point where you can kind of visualize this as a 3-dimensional space, right? Like you can set up a little ground plane, and it's like this is a physically 3-dimensional space. And I go, oh, it's a tilted horizon. Now it's not. My vertical is straight, right? And that's, you can start like playing with things.
These are like
and
your little
going,
rules.
yeah, like there's a circle or a sphere, right? Here's a box, and I could put my box, say, here. Out of perspective. It's kind of a crappy box. Hold up.
In the art school, Colton basically takes you through how to draw like primitive forms, and then he makes you turn them into something like a little castle with trees. That's what he has you do as well, which helps you blend in with something that's more like personal and versus something that's more technical. Yeah. Is the blob method better than the square method?
I don't know what the blob and the square method are.
Yeah, what do you mean in terms to what? Random question. I struggle with having multiple interests like realism and stylized stuff, which overwhelms me or makes me feel lost in what I want to draw. Is this normal? Enjoying the stream, by the way. Awesome. I would say, for me, you know, because I do both anime and more realism and stuff, I will have phases of both. And I'll be like, you know what? I'm in the realistic phase. And I'll just do like, and I'll just spend most of my time doing like realistic pieces for like a certain amount of time. And then I'm like, you know what? I feel like doing anime now.
Yeah, people do both.
Yeah,
you
people do
can
both.
100% do both. The fundamentals are the fundamentals. Like perspective is perspective. It's like the stylization and the realism is basically just how you apply them. Are you sticking more true to the value, and are you being a little bit more descriptive with your lighting and colors and proportions? Or are you pushing it a little bit? Like there is no realism perspective. There's just perspective. Like you can have a little bit of wonk to your forms and your boxes and stuff, but like it's more of a design choice afterwards. I don't think you have to worry about it really at all.
Yeah.
Just draw what you enjoy drawing.
Exactly. Will there be exams for the class or homeworks also graded / critiqued?
No, the homework doesn't get critiqued or graded, but there is homework to help you get better.
Mm-hmm.
You mean for the anime art school? No, it's a self-paced.
Self-paced.
You drew box only for 6 months straight, never want to go back? I will hate to inform you that you're going to be drawing boxes for the rest of your life.
True.
Because it doesn't really end. It's not like something that you do and then it stops. It's like it continues forever. Like you draw the boxes so much, so the boxes that you draw in the future, which you will, are more correct.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do have a tip for how to draw twisted torsos. To draw a twisted torso, you draw one box facing one way. So maybe my rib cage is facing this direction. And then my pelvis is facing this direction. And then all I have to do is connect the front points.
Yeah. And those are intuitive boxes, by the way.
Yep. Connect my front to my front and my back to my back. So I will label this. So connect the dots. Here's my front. Here's my back. Now let's hope I do this correctly. Connect. Connect. And then this is where I think it's this and this. And there, we got a twisted box.
Yes. And now that stretched part in the middle is going to be like your abdominal muscles and external oblique and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then that center line is super important.
Yep, super important to show the perspective. So like this is a more organic version.
Yeah. And so people will ask all the time, like, which one's better? Is the organic one better? Although it's not really as organic anymore.
Oh,
I guess it's like, yeah, it's kind of organic. People will go, which one's the best? And it's like, they're the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's your preference. Like, there isn't a best. It's what do you feel most comfortable with?
Yeah.
There's many successful ways to break down the body.
But it's the same concept.
Kind of a long torso.
It is a very long torso. Oops. Maybe it's because I'm drawing at an angle. There we go. That's a bit better. Still kind of long. Whatever.
There is no best. There's just different successful methods that work good for you, which is awesome, right? Because it means that you can actually explore. Imagine if the best one was the one that you hated. Now that sucks.
That would suck.
But there isn't a best. There's just the one that works good for you. Focus on building that underlying foundational skill. Mm-hmm.
Like I think the box helps you find the side of the body. Like this is clearly the side of a body. Here's the front or the back. It could be whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, here's the back of my torso going like this, or back of my pelvis, I should say. And here's like the bottom side.
How do you transition from traditional drawing on paper to digital drawing? It's really just a mileage thing. Like it feels very awkward at first because of just lack of kind of being used to it. I would experiment a lot personally, like experiment with different brushes, look at different people's setups and see what they like. But it's mostly just going to come from like enough hours spent doing it. It's very common. Box method, pretty mid, only good for specific angles. No, it's good for any angle.
Good for any angle.
I mean, it depends on the level of the artist. Mm-hmm. Not everybody uses it, and there's not really a box method. It's just, is the body simplified using boxes? Nobody really refers to it as like a box method, at least not in like my experience. Like a lot of people break down the body using boxes, but some people will break it down using other forms. A bean, a pillow, which is a pillow is kind of like halfway.
Love the live streams because it's the only time I'm drawing along. Awesome.
Should I be drawing gestures every day? Been doing them for a month and I'm stagnating. It's up to you.
You could switch. Like, I think another... Okay, so I think another bad habit sometimes is people get into these rabbit holes where they're only going to do one thing for a certain amount of time and then it burns them out. Not saying that you're doing this, but I've seen a lot of people are like, I only drew boxes for XYZ time, and it's like, okay, you can draw other things too, If you don't have to only do gestures, like you can just instead do 30-minute gestures every day, and then the rest can be whatever you want. The gestures is there to exercise your fluidity.
Yeah.
You know?
Like doing stretches or
Yeah.
helping, like, you wouldn't want to only do stretches as your only thing ever.
Yeah. Like, also let your brain take a break a little bit, because sometimes it just needs some time to digest. And you will be drawing gestures throughout your drawing life anyways. Like when I'm drawing this pose here, I'm also thinking about gesture. I'm not doing gesture drawing, but I'm thinking about what's the flow of this torso. That's part of gesture. And gesture is in everything.
Who was it? Was it Rembert Montal that was talking about gesture as like this kind of flow into the ground? Is that who it was?
Ooh, was it? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Probably was, because
so many different figure drawing lessons.
I know.
I think it was.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It was very good. Rembert Montal's an amazing artist.
Like even in my figure drawing class, when I took figure drawing for the first time, we didn't do gestures like all the time. We did figure drawing. We did a lot of variety of things. Gesture was just part of the process.
Yeah.
Let's give her like a tutu. Maybe we'll make her turn her into a ballerina.
I always hear the Loomis method mentioned. Yeah, it's very popular. Like,
It got popular these days.
it went super mega viral. It's good. Like, it's a solid. And again, like, I think you mean with heads, because that's usually the popular one. But Loomis has broken down a lot of different things. He has a figure drawing for all it's worth. He has creative illustration. He's got fun with a pencil. He's got a head and hands. He's got a lot of methods. They're very good. I'm personally the book of his that I'm the biggest fan of is Creative Illustration, which most people don't know. A lot of professionals will like that book. Like Lemler really liked that book.
Well, he read through it a lot and stuff.
It's so good. It's such a good design book. Oh my gosh, it's so fundamental. I really, really like that book. Can you give some tips on fingers? Lately, I've started pursuing interests I've always cared about: drawing, piano, and story. I want to turn into a manga with its own soundtrack. I'm proud of my progress, but I've realized how much it is. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Super excited to hear that you're pursuing those things you always cared about. Even so, I don't feel as focused as I could be. I often feel like I'm doing everything out of fear of stopping or never reaching the level I want with limited time because of work. Balancing is hard. Makes me feel like I'm not approaching things the right way. I had that feeling before. It almost feels like a little bit of maybe living in the future. Like a fear of something that might never actually come to pass. My advice with that would probably be try to focus on enjoying it in the moment. Like, living in the moment, present. You could probably find some videos. They would explain it a lot better than me. Try to explore practicing living in the moment more.
And
like how to live in the present.
Yeah. And doing things bit by bit. Like, you don't have to do everything all at once. Just do one thing at a time.
Yeah, you can only do one thing right now. Like,
yeah.
And give yourself a really long time.
So when people ask, like, oh, how do you get better at drawing people? I do this all the time. Like, when I'm just on my own, drawing for fun, I literally do this constantly. Constructing, coming up with poses, just for the heck of it, and just putting my pencil down the paper.
Yeah. Yeah, I would do like 30 minutes before a drawing session. Resources, class demos. Did I stick those in class demos when I did mine?
I think it was an off topic. Well, I don't know.
When I did my figure drawings before class? No.
Okay, I don't know. Then maybe it was in class demos.
Maybe it was in practice share. Here they are.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
Like, I would do, when we were running our live class, we actually would start our live class half an hour early for anybody who wanted to show up. And we would do, what are these, 2-minute gestures?
Yep.
So we would do these 2-minute gestures before class start. And we would do that for a half an hour to get warmed up in the morning. And that wouldn't even be the class. Like, it would just be, like, these are some of mine. Just
love those.
Quick 2-minute gestures. Not everyone is very successful.
I like that one.
Some of them better than others. Some of them don't have feet because they were planned wrong. But like, yeah. Some of them came together a bit quicker and better than others. But we would do a half an hour of just 2-minute gesture drawing before class to get warmed up. I find that helps a lot.
By the way, if you want to learn the fundamentals from start to finish, we do have our anime art school. You can
Thanks
check
for
it
the
out
life.
here.
Have to go get going. All right, have a good one. Do y'all draw every day? Bro, I wish. I went like a couple of weeks recently without drawing at all because I was so busy.
Yeah.
With almost not drawing at all. I did a little bit.
Not every day. Sometimes I'll go a few days without drawing as well.
Yeah, but yeah, we do have a school online. It's a big program, year long, has a bunch of different classes. It is very focused on the fundamentals. If you want, you can screenshot this, check it out. It's called Anime Art School. It's going to be the yellow button on drawanime.com. And it is a foundation school. So, you know, no shortcuts. It's all about practicing those core fundamentals.
Yep.
Core fundamentals. That's pretty far into
It is pretty far
class. You know, this kind of stuff.
Yep. This kind of stuff.
Anatomy, figure drawing, gestures, proportions.
Muscles.
Yep.
Front,
And that's
side.
the figure drawing class. That's a 12-week long class.
Yeah, how to break down hands from basic forms to something that looks more like hands. This one I quite liked.
Default pencil and Procreate. No, we have the brush on our link in our description. Or if you're on TikTok, on our profile.
Yeah, so these are all just demos from the classes.
I teach the perspective and dimensional drawing class.
How to break things down like
Breaking
this.
down things into simple volumes, understanding how to break things into chunks and understand them into in a simpler way.
Yep.
Before we actually go into like rounding them out.
Yep.
So that's not rounded out. That
This
is rounded out.
Yeah.
You know, it's important to learn how to draw and think dimensionally. It's like one of the main foundations of everything.
Yep.
3D drawing and thinking.
These are just some background examples.
That's all in the class? Yeah, that's
Yes.
in my perspective class.
Yep. Colton teaches the
That's a
perspective and
14-week
lighting.
long class.
Yeah.
This is like some of the finals for my perspective class. Although the finals, like, they're not really that important. It's like what you learn in the class that's important. I think the finals is basically just a good way to kind of bring most of it together.
Yeah. And
This is in my painting class.
This is like combined with the perspective stuff. So like if once you take his class for dimensional drawing, then he takes you into how to paint those. And he teaches you all this kind of stuff. So like calculating cast shadows like this.
Yeah, this is like what you would learn in industrial design. I studied industrial design, and then I worked for years as a concept artist. And so I teach a lot of what I learned, and, you know, it's similar to like Scott Robertson's How to Draw book, except I just go through it step by step
easier.
in kind of like more of a practical way. Like I don't focus as much on accuracy and being super precisely exact. It's more of like a boot camp. Like, here's what I feel like you need to know. And I do still lifes. Like, this isn't covered in Scott Robertson's book. This is like, I go through like how to set up a still life, recommendations on lighting setups and directional light and everything. And I go like 2 values, 4 values, color, think about warm and cool. It doesn't show up very well on the iPad, but you know, I teach you how to do still lifes and materials and all kinds of stuff like that. It's a 14-week long painting class.
Yeah.
It's like 40 hours long or something. It's very long. And these are the finals. So I make one environment and paint it 3 different ways. So daytime shot, nighttime shot,
Blazing
bandit
fire.
raid.
Yeah. Is this only digital class? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, the whole school is primarily focused on digital.
Yeah. So yes, you can find it here.
Would you recommend for someone who hasn't drawn before, like 0 experience? It is built for people who haven't drawn before. Like there's an introduction to digital art class. We don't have any images of that one, but it's like it teaches you how to use the basic layer functions and settings and stuff. And so yeah, like it goes through the basics, but it is a big, like, you hit the ground running. It's not a super slow, like it's very similar to what I did in FZD. So I went to a school called FZD, School of Design. It was in Singapore, and it basically was meant to take people as far as possible in 1 year who have never drawn before. And it was a fundamentals school. And so I kind of structured how I teach my classes
like you hit the ground running. Like this is how you draw the very first box. Okay, now draw 200 of them.
Yep.
And then okay, this is how you do this. Now draw. Like I would really recommend you take multiple weeks to go through each week, but it does take you from the very basics.
Yeah, it does.
The very, very basics. But yeah, you can check it out on the link here.
Yep,
There's a lot
right
of info
here.
on it.
You can take a screenshot. How do the classes work without feedback? I just ask because I find getting feedback is the hardest thing to get for self-taught / learning artists, and in my opinion, one of the most helpful.
It is definitely one of the most helpful, I agree. And so even though our program doesn't come with any feedback, I totally agree. I would recommend, like we do offer mentorships and feedback versions, but feedback from like professional level artists is definitely going to be one of the more expensive components of learning. They cost a lot. I mean, if you want to get like a one-on-one session for like an hour, or a lot of them will even do it for like 45 minutes. Sometimes it'll run like $150. It's like expensive to get like professional level feedback on artwork. You could take a class, like a live class where you get critiques every single week. Those will run you anywhere from, I don't know, $600 to $1,000, depending on.
We do have a feedback version, but of course it's more expensive.
But yeah, like feedback is one of those things. Like you are getting information from someone who has spent a long time learning, and they will usually not do it for free. But a lot of artists author it. So we have feedback versions. So if you're interested in getting feedback on your work in the school, we can figure something out. But it would probably be an individual, like, session by session basis. But, you know, feel free to reach out. Like, I'm not against people who are going through anime art school being like, hey, could you critique me? Like, and I'll be like, yeah, like we can set up an hour meeting or something.
I would say for a lot of people, like when they just start drawing, they don't really need critiques. They just need the practice.
Yeah, it's like, I think in the beginning when people get critiques, it's more like, you know, oh, do this, chest out, shoulders back. It's like the gym.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing, like, I don't know, squats, and the person comes up to you and is just like, kind of, you know, chest out, shoulders back, perfect. And then you just keep doing squats.
Yep.
And so it's like little nudges here and there, like, oh, make sure you do this. It's like I see that all the time. Is like someone will start drawing boxes, and they won't be thinking about this, or their convergence will be going the wrong way, and they'll just be like, oh, make sure that, you know, okay. And I do find it valuable.
But looking for a course like that, a lot of courses say beginner, but the course are like starting with head drawing or body drawing and not fundamentals. Like,
yeah.
Can't even draw.
Well, this school does start with like an anime heads, faces, and expressions drawing class.
It does,
but it is very fundamental. Like it's form drawing.
Yeah, like if you anatomy is part of form drawing, but and fundamentals, I would say you're gonna have to start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. Usually, like you could skip to the dimensional drawing class if you want.
Yes. In fact, I would recommend that. Like
or the figure drawing class.
Yeah.
Well, figure drawing class is in term 1, so.
Yes.
But yeah, you got to start somewhere. Like honestly, a lot of the time, because in our experience, beginner artists, like they just don't know where to start, and it really just doesn't matter that much. Like as long as you're doing something and you're kind of progressing and kind of going through the fundamentals, it just doesn't matter that much.
I would say with drawing, it's really hard to just start with like, oh, here's how to draw a line, because it's like you're just putting a line on pencil, and we don't necessarily do. I do a lot of the demos in real time, so that, and I also do it kind of slow so that you can follow along the best you can. But I will say, yes, you are drawing spheres, you are drawing center lines, you are drawing the form of the head. Yeah. You will be doing that.
Well,
but like,
heads are a form drawing
exactly.
exercise.
So it's hard to say, oh, I take you from like lines and hatching. It's not really like that. It's we start you off like really strongly, and getting in that workout like really fast. But once again, it's self-paced, so you can take as much time as you want. and do as many times of it as you need. You know, it's hard.
Not you drawing a weird head.
Not me drawing because I'm looking at the screen over there.
Yeah, it's
and
weird to draw.
It's weird to draw like that.
You're like using the iPad as like a like a screenless tablet.
Yeah. But it's totally fine if you would. In fact, I actually do recommend starting with Colton's dimensional drawing class.
You can.
That really combines everything together.
Yeah,
and
if you
helps a
want
lot.
to, you can.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to. Like I mean, the head drawing class is literally like a form drawing class, and it
Yes.
talks about design. It's a good, well-rounded class. Facial expressions is like very design heavy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would even say great example of someone who's never drawn before but made amazing progress is Kevin Romero.
Ketsu, yeah. For sure.
And he's taken our classes and stuff, and he just went straight into it. But yeah. Like art, thank you.
If I had to start over in art from scratch, I would find some sort of like a fundamental program, and then I would pay it and I would go through it, and I would occasionally pay like a professional for critiques to make sure I'm headed in the right direction. I don't think I would ever post my artwork for critiques in a Discord server where just anybody could critique it. It's just, you get sent in the wrong direction too many times.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think the intentions are bad. It's like, oh, the XYZ is a little wonky, or maybe do this. And it's like, just not a good critique. Like, you definitely would want a critique from someone who knows what they're talking about. It would absolutely be worth the money. But most of it is just going to be mileage and studying, like drawing consistently, doing the exercise, like going to the gym, right? Like, if you want to get buff, asking random people for help at the gym is not how you get strong. Like, doing the exercises is going to be how you get strong. Your muscles break down, they repair. Your muscles break down, they repair. And then it's like, I would probably just hire a trainer like every number of sessions in order to make sure that I'm doing the exercises right and I'm not harming myself. And then once I'm like, okay, I kind of understand how to do this exercise, I wouldn't like go up to random people on the machine and be like, hey,
Can you critique my art?
can you critique my exercises? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of how I view it. That's how it works in art schools too. Like, the ratio between critiques and homework is so huge. You literally will draw like an art center. You would do like 20 hours of homework between critiques in like Eric's class. You'd spend the whole week doing perspective drawings, and then you would get a critique in Eric's class that would be like relatively short. He would just point out like, oh, make sure you're not doing this, or oh, watch out for that. And that's the critique, and you're like, okay, I get it.
Now I gotta apply that.
Then you go to the next lesson and you spend 20 more hours doing homework. Not to say that you can't get occasional good critiques from random like people in a Discord server. It's just, I don't know. Like, if I were to learn piano, I wouldn't just ask random people how to play piano. I'd find like a good program, and I would just spam exercises. I'd make sure I'm doing the exercises right, and then I would just spam it for hours and hours and hours and hours, and then occasionally get a critique, making sure I'm heading in the right direction.
Yeah, you will get a lot of epiphanies just by figuring it out on your own as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
A lot of the stuff that helped me was just by doing the work and doing the assignment, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I figured out this thing that I can use all the time now. And that's just kind of what happens, you know.
Yeah. How important is drawing from reference in one's art journey? I mean, how would you know what the world looks like otherwise?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be able to draw from imagination, you have to study what that thing is. Like, how would you know what a dog looks like if you don't draw dogs from like looking at them? How would you know what a human looks like if you don't draw from humans? Like, your brain doesn't invent this stuff out of thin air. But for me personally, like my goal has always been to draw from imagination. So I don't draw from reference to copy the reference. I draw from reference to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Christina's not drawing from reference right now. Like
Kind of like, yeah.
Like, you know, like she's looking at her hand, but she can't get that angle. So she kind of has to be like, she has to kind of like dimensionally draw it.
Yeah, I have to kind of reverse engineer it. Like if I can do this, and I'm like, okay, well, I just gotta kind of turn it into like a little flower.
You know,
and try my best to make sure that it fits with my
but
drawing.
she's drawn a body so much. Like my
have.
point is, Christina has drawn over and over and over and over and over and over and over people from observation and figure drawing.
Yeah.
Even to this day, like she does them all the time. Every single stream, she's doing like a study.
You can't really escape it.
Yeah, and I think that people also underestimate. Like, I think a lot of the time, like people they'll underestimate their own ability to figure things out just by trying over and over and over. And they'll be like, I'm stuck, and they'll just dead stop. And it's like, how can you get unstuck if you don't keep going and try stuff? Like, you can't rely on always having someone to get you unstuck. Like, sometimes you can just try it over and over and over, and you'll kind of figure it out on your own, or like you'll notice something, and that'll also give you like unique perspectives on things.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say critiques are bad, not to say you shouldn't get them from like someone who knows what they're doing, but like, I think if you get stuck, you should always try a couple different things before like running for help. I think it develops like a good sense of
Independence.
yeah, like your own ability to figure things out.
One of our students, Loveless, she's a great student. When she has trouble with drawing the hands, for example, for the hand assignment, she's like, I'm just gonna do it a bunch of times, do the same hand a bunch of times, and she's like, oh, I noticed that I make my palms way too fat, so I have to physically go in and chisel it.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks a little bit better. Now I gotta like finish the hand, and then multiple attempts. You know, she would attempt the same thing multiple times, and she realizes that that helps her. You know.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the part of the art journey, you know. It's kind of an interesting pose. How long have we been live for?
What?
How long have we been live for?
I don't know. 2 hours and 51 minutes.
Oh wow.
You're gonna get more out of just drawing and trying stuff than you will out of listening to people giving advice on art. Like, you'll never learn how to draw just listening to advice all day.
Yeah.
You just draw, try stuff, look at it, think about like, how do I get better, or what could I do differently, and just honestly fall in love with the process of creating. You are never going to have a shortage of people who are going to give you advice on stuff. Like, people love to give advice. People who are not qualified, people who are qualified, everybody loves giving advice.
Mm-hmm.
Especially chat. They just love it. Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just, you're not going to get better from it. You're going to get better by actually, you know, in the trenches drawing.
Yep.
And you will absolutely not do everything perfectly. Like, you're going to practice something and you're going to realize you were doing it wrong, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I wasted some time. Whatever.
Now
it's time well spent to find the way to do it.
Yep.
You're still further along than someone who didn't even start.
People get analysis paralysis when they just need to draw.
Yeah, and it's like it's like this, Christina has this idea of like every drawing is a throwaway.
Yeah.
You know, I learned that like early on as well. It's like, kind of consider every drawing as like an experiment. Like, this doesn't matter that much.
Mm-hmm.
Every drawing is a throwaway. You're going to do so many drawings. What? I saw something recently about like, when you start working professionally, you realize just how many artworks get scrapped. Like, you learn early on just how many things you make that never see the light of day and get completely deleted and nuked. Like, you will work
in a particular direction for so long on a project, and it'll just completely be scrapped and you'll go in a different direction. Like the whole team will be working on a direction for months, and it'll just be like, yeah, by the way, the character is actually not a magical girl. The character is like a tank. Let's redo everything.
Yep.
And it's like you just get very used to everything being a throwaway, and you start like being in love less with your art.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like a really important ability to develop, where you're not married to everything. Like you'll notice how many times like Christina redrew the hands.
Oh yeah.
She didn't go like, oh no, but these hands look kind of good. If I redraw them, what if they don't turn out as good? And she's just like, I don't care.
Just poop it out. Art poops. Is there a website where I can do the timed 3-minute gesture drawing that cycles through some poses?
Yeah, Line of Action, I think.
Yeah, I use Line of Action for that video.
Line of Action is a site. You can probably just Google it. It does good. It has good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around for a really long time. Yeah. Art is one of the few professions where you can work for 8+ hours a day, then come home and draw more for fun. Yeah. I feel like people who play video games for a living as well do that sometimes.
Yeah,
It is.
play
Like-
more video games.
Or like, you know, whatever. Like sports as well, people do. But yeah, I totally know what you mean. Like a lot of artists will come home and draw for fun. It's like a different mindset. Like you switch mentally. You're just like, I'm drawing for work and I'm working on client stuff, and then you come home and you can just kind of relax. Like, oh man, today was such a stressful day at work drawing. I think I'm gonna draw to wind down. But it's not the same, right? It's
Not
like
the same drawing.
it's not stressful, it's chill, you're doing your own stuff, there's no direction you have to go with it, there's no client feedback. I totally like agree with that. Like, well, that, how are the classes going? We just wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
We just wrapped up on Saturday. I'm gonna be running a perspective class next. We're gonna start signups sometime relatively soonish. How do you paint texture and to not make it look smooth all the time? Like rough surfaces? Perspective, you say? Yeah, that's going to be the class that I'm going to teach.
Mm-hmm. I have quite a few people telling me if I'm not having fun, I should just quit. But I feel like in order to draw the fun stuff, there is a ton of tedium that goes into the background. Thoughts?
I don't even see where that is.
Up there.
Up
Whiskey.
where?
On YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. Here?
There. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Mhm.
I don't think that's particularly true. Like, if you're not having fun doing something, I don't think it means you should quit. I think there's more nuance than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, I'm not having fun dieting and exercising. I think I should just quit. It's like, it's a little more complicated than that. Right?
Mhm.
I'm not having fun doing driving school. I should quit. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's always just like the go-to, and it could potentially, you know, not always, could to contribute to a quitting mentality where as soon as something gets unpleasant, you just get in the habit of always quitting.
Yeah, which can be a problem.
And I agree, drawing does get a lot more fun when you get better at it. Like, it does. Most things get more fun later on.
Yeah. They do.
Like, it's not very fun to stink at something.
Yeah.
It's just not.
That's why I don't really even bother with like the idea of sucking until I
Embrace it.
embrace it.
Embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck.
And like, honestly, I really like trying to have fun by learning stuff. Like, okay, maybe the drawings don't turn out great, but I learned stuff and I can feel proud that I made progress because I learned something.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. Like, that's a really, really big deal. Like, oh, I made progress learning something. I understand more about a particular subject, or I know something that I didn't before. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the drawing is just like a bonus. If something turned out well, you're like, that's awesome. Like,
That's awesome,
oh my gosh.
man. Yeah.
In order to defend, there are a ton of There is a tendency that goes into. Yeah, I mean, like, I would agree. It's not that you would never have fun with it.
Like when I'm doing perspective practice, I'm like, but then like you kind of, there's different modes, right? Not every practice is always going to be suffering. Sometimes you kind of go into a lock-in mode where you're like, okay, I'm focusing on a study. This is my study mode. And then it doesn't really become frustrating. It just becomes more like you're just very focused. That's what I've experienced.
Any advice for my son who is 10 that is getting into drawing? Should I stay with paper or go device? I think my dad got me like a little Intuo Small when I was a kid.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I loved it. I had Manga Studio on the Macintosh, one of those like bullet shaped computers.
Oh.
And that little Intuo Small. I loved it. I was so excited about it. Oh my gosh, dude, I was so hyped. I don't know. I would say that's up to you. I don't really know exactly.
It depends on your budget. Depends if
Budget, interests.
like how long term is he gonna do it? Like,
Yeah.
when I was 10, I just stuck with what I have and I just drew
Yeah.
no matter what item I had, you
I
know?
think most 10-year-olds just draw with what they have. I drew with
Yeah.
paper for a really long time. I mean, I got a tablet when I was really young, but I didn't use it throughout my life. Like, I used it, and then I went back to paper. And I drew
Yeah.
on paper for a really, really, really long time. And I didn't even really try digital again until I was like 18. But I drew on paper a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters all that much. I would say you're probably in a position where you would know. I don't know. I mean, kids love art supplies. Kids who like art supplies.
They
a lot.
do.
Like,
They
bruh,
love
getting like a set of markers or like a new set of pencils and sketchbook. It's like
Oh, that's like, that would make their year.
few sweeter things.
I would say artist kids are very easy to please. They don't need any purses. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they do. But for me, as an experience as an art kid, you know, the only thing I cared about was art supplies. And that could be markers, that could be color pencils, that could be whatever. This is not looking very good. But it's whatever. I still carry a paper sketchbook around with me everywhere. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Benji heard a quote. You can't be jealous of the person who works harder than you. Yeah, I know what you mean. I heard that Arnie quote a long time ago. He was just like, I never wanted to fail because I didn't work hard enough.
Yeah. Like you wanted to fail because you worked really hard or something?
No, I mean, it wasn't, the reason you failed wasn't because of a lack of effort.
Yeah, exactly. Just gonna probably smudge all this.
Bro, we get so many partnership offers from like different companies that want to like release some sort of an AI product or process. I don't want to do anything like that ever.
No, never.
Not interested the slightest.
All right. I don't think I'll continue this study. Let's do something else.
I want to get sponsored by Sanrio.
Yes.
No, I'm
Sanrio
kidding.
would be
I don't know
great.
if I would, dude. It doesn't really match us.
Well, but what if our characters were Sanrio characters? Because it's a like collab. Sanrio actually collabs with a lot of things. They even collabed with like Rose and Maiden, which was one of like a niche like shoujo.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Boop, 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 boop.
Okay, I'm kind of just doodling out an. I always hated getting art supplies. I had no desire to explore the mediums. You are a rare person.
Very rare person.
Very
I don't think
different.
I don't think I've ever talked to any artist that felt that way, really.
Yeah.
Like I hate it. Free art supplies.
I never. It's just a loaf right now, dude.
He is just a loaf. Baby. His little silly toes. Do you think just copying a reference is a way of gaining skill / getting better?
If you're practicing, you're definitely going to get better.
Yeah. Well, it depends like how you're copying, right? Like I would say refrain from going outline mode. Try if you're going to copy a reference, like try to reconstruct it. Try to say, okay, I'm going to construct this reference by finding my head planes or finding the perspective of something and trying to reverse engineer and break it down. That's how I would copy. That's how I've copied a lot of or did a lot of studies of portraits, is I would constantly just think, okay, what's my structure? What's my proportion? What's my form?
It really depends on your goals. We really focus on education that is geared towards people who want to be able to draw from imagination, like, or inventive drawing, right? Like a James Gurney type deal. Like, I want to understand the world so I can make my own. That's my main purpose. Is like one of my biggest goals. Not everybody's goal is that. Some people want to do hyper-realism copy drawing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have the slightest interest in it. It's just does not something that interests me. Our oil painting teacher, like, he does not have the slightest interest in what Christina and I want to do, which is like eventually make our own comic and world building and stuff like that. He is almost exclusively interested in just hiring a model and doing like impressionism in oils, and he's amazing. He's phenomenal at it. And our interests, funny enough, our favorite artists overlap. Like, he really likes Yu Ming Lee. We really like Yu Ming Lee. He loved Craig Mullins' stuff. But then, like, I don't know, we show him something for like Akira Toriyama, and he just doesn't have any interest in it at all.
He just kind of goes like,
yeah. He's just like, anyways, you know, like, but there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody has the same goals.
he likes painting, you know?
And I'm going to give him another shout out because he's awesome.
He's
and he's
great.
Trying to build his Instagram. So, this is his Instagram. Go follow him. Robert Lemler Artist. There's his, take a screenshot of that. He lost his Instagram. It got hacked. And so he's trying to build it back, but he is a phenomenal oil painter. Does these amazing studies. Any subject matter, honestly, is just, he's really good at it. He teaches at Scottsdale Artist School. Super, super generous. Let me skip the naked people.
The Nakies.
Portraits, figures,
Clone
charcoal,
figures.
oils. Like, here's another. This is a worm mode, isn't it?
Yep. Oh, I love that
Here's
piece.
like an oil sketch that he did.
Applejack?
This is his work. Go follow him.
Robert Lemler Artist.
We give him a shout out every couple streams just because he's awesome. We took some classes with him last year. Really nice guy. Hi, baby Jack.
Hi, baby Jack. Look who's woken from his slumber and decided to come and bother us. Look at the big boy. He's like a little chinchilla.
Little.
Big.
Big Goliath chinchilla.
Baby Jack.
How do you come up with different hairstyles? Do you randomly draw shapes and fill it in as you go? That's a great question. That's one of the ways. For me, I have memorized a lot of hairstyles. So I look at a lot of, I don't know, any hairstyle that I see that really interests me, I'll be like, oh, I want to draw that hairstyle. So for instance,
You're getting hair all over Applejack.
oh boy. For instance, I'm like, okay, what bang style do I want? What kind of vibe do I want? Do I want something that's, bye, BB Jack.
There he goes.
Like, do I want something that's split in the middle? Because I've seen it before, right? Like, a lot of it is visual library. You're like, oh, I've seen this hairstyle before. I've seen bangs that are curled like this. Oh, what do I want to add afterwards? Well, it depends on the character personality. Do I want her to feel very bubbly? Do I want him to feel very serious? If it's serious, then I'm like, okay, well, if it's a serious dude, maybe it should be short hair. And it should be very sleek. Kind of like Levi from Attack on Titan. Right? And so I'm going to go with curled bangs with short hair and a serious expression and see how that fits my personality. But this can look just as good with a very happy-go-lucky. It really just depends on the vibe. Honestly, most hairstyles can fit any vibe, really. So like here's like a serious guy, but if I were to change it to a happy kid, that hairstyle would match just as well. So I draw a lot of hairstyles. I memorize a lot of bang styles and, you know, back of the head, long hairstyles, wavy textures. That's what I do. And then I combine. Any hairstyle that I see that I think is cool, like, you know, Sailor Moon hair buns, I'm like, oh, I want to put that in a character. But maybe I'll make my own twist by saying, oh, instead of the ponytails, I'm going to make it like a half down hairstyle. And I'm drawing this really quickly, but that's how I think about it.
Do you have a genre you want to write for your future comics? Ooh, I like so many different genres, Benji.
I love a lot of different genres.
I really like... I want to write something that's kind of like the Goonies mixed with like a supernatural twist.
Ooh, yes.
And by the way, chat, no hairstyle you invent is never going to have been done before.
Yeah.
Like, you will draw a hairstyle for your character, and they'll be like, oh, it's XYZ's hairstyle.
Yeah.
Like, hair is hair, dude. You can only put it so many ways.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you put hair any way at all. Like, oh, it's Saitama. Like, I'm not even kidding. You have a character without hair, it's someone.
I'll draw this character here, one of our characters, June. Just straight black hair like this, and people be like, Mau Mau?
Yeah.
Hey.
Meow, meow. Baby Jack's
Baby
back.
Jack's back.
Big back, Baby Jack.
There he is. Little chonker. All, like, literally Miki, Colton's character, is just a character with a ponytail. Where the heck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a character with a
wow.
high ponytail, but it's cutesy.
This is Baba Spooky's.
Wow. Okay.
This is some of Baba Spooky's homework for anime art school in the clothing class. They're tail within my mouth. Look at this, dude. Really nice. Excess fabric. Thinking about that. Look at this.
Oh my
Diaper
gosh.
fold. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Pipe, ruffles. This is great.
They're doing little mini studies.
Yeah,
analyzing it.
this is learning clothing.
Mm-hmm.
We took that class with Andrew Park a while back.
That one's a
and
cool outfit.
we were doing very similar stuff to this. Yeah.
Baba Spooky art is so nice.
This is very nice. This is an anime art school student, Baba Spooky, or 3 Cats on social media.
This is homework from our anime art school.
Yep. What are you doing?
Jack, what are you doing?
He's pressing buttons on our air. He's like,
bored.
I don't want my hair getting caught in that.
He's bored.
He is bored.
Okay, Applejack. Hey,
Now what's he doing?
I'm trying to get my water cup out. Okay, there he goes. There you go.
All right. Hey, can you grab him? I don't want him biting that. Expensive watercolor brushes, and he's like nibbling on them.
Hey. Time for you to get out.
He's a little butt sometimes, dude.
Kids attack!
You want me to grab him?
Yeah, you grab him. I'm sorry, I dug into your skin a little bit. Hi, Mickey Jack.
All right. Get out of here.
But yes, you can check out our anime art school right here.
Yeah.
Kitty,
Kitty, oh.
And by the way, if you are a student in the anime art school, we added a channel to those channels that you have access to called Art Showcase, and it's basically art that you post that gets gives us permission to show it on stream.
Yep.
So if you want something that you are proud of to be shown on stream, that's the channel you post it in. Because there's a lot of students in this school now, and they watch our streams a lot. Look at this.
Oh my gosh, that's cute. Who did
That's
that?
cute.
Oh my gosh.
This is Ochako.
Ah, that's so nice. Yeah.
Okay, Ariel Kitteridge. Okay, so you are Ochako. That's fun.
Oh my gosh, thank you for the,
The
little
lollipop.
fan art.
I look good, dude. Thank you.
Dolly said something down. Can I post my live class comparisons there?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Is there any way I can get help with key animation? We don't do animation.
Neither of us animate, unfortunately.
One day, someday we will. I actually got a tinkle on BRB. I'll place these sketches here.
Oh, chat, I forgot. Christine and I worked a little bit on this piece off stream. So I just did a little bit more work in the background here. Not a lot, but a little bit. So we got 2 shots here. We got Abby
and Miko, who are looking at this, dig in the tavern, and then we doing the second shot with Abby and Miko, and there's like an assassin in the background behind them. I thought that was kind of fun. Backbender. Would you ever do anything sale in the future? Oh, another sale? Yeah, there will be sales in the future. Maybe not for a little bit because of the we just wrapped one up, but yeah, I thought this was kind of fun. I don't know how many we're gonna do of this. We're probably gonna keep on this series for a while. Fun. That's fun. How'd you get into drawing? My dad drew when I was really young. And I kind of drew on and off growing up. I was rebellious in high school, especially around freshman year. And I didn't do a lot of work in school, and I just listened to podcasts and drew in class, and I sucked. I was horrible at it. And I eventually was like, dang, I want to start to get better. So I started like looking up guides and Mark Crilly tutorials when I was like 14, 15 years old. And then when I was in high school, I got a computer for my 18th birthday and started drawing on a tablet. And I found, you know, Fang's channel on YouTube, FZD School, and ended up having the opportunity to go there at one point after I graduated high school. And it was kind of just like this progressive thing. Amazing art. Awesome. Thank you, Anna. You have to learn anatomy in order to become a good animator. Depends what you want to animate.
Yep.
You definitely want to be able to do some figure drawing for
Some
sure.
people drawing, yeah.
It depends on what you want to animate, but I would recommend learning the basics. It was a crazy start. Yeah, it was. I never actually intended on doing art professionally at all. I didn't plan on doing art professionally when I was in high school. I didn't plan on doing art professionally when I was 17. It was only after I turned 18. I never planned on going to college either. I can't afford college, dude. Are you crazy, Applejack? I don't barely got the money to pay these, not pay, to feed these kitties here. Dude, look at this big thing. But no, when I was in high school, I never intended on going to college. I was just gonna,
Thank you.
I don't even know what I was gonna do, dude. I didn't have any plan whatsoever.
You literally had no idea what you were gonna do. Sorry, Applejack. You just gotta get off.
You got airlifted.
You got airlifted.
It's like a, what's that? Mario Kart.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, we played D&D. When I decided that I was going to be a concept artist, I was fully intending on teaching myself. I would watch the Level Up guys on YouTube every single weekend, and I was 100% planning on teaching myself. And I was totally fine with it. Like, that was my plan all along. I didn't really care that much. I have multiple friends who taught themselves, and they're professional artists. Orion is a really good example. All right, Applejack. It's
Go back to your
night-night
bed.
time.
Go back to your bed.
He gets this small room happiness. When Applejack's in a small room, he gets really, really, really affectionate. I don't know why.
He's small room mode.
Yeah.
Poppy will get affectionate, like, after her nap.
Just chill, bro.
Yeah.
Just chill.
bro. Toby gets affectionate when he's hungry. Because
Pose
he's
your
a big back.
comparison.
Ooh, awesome. Oh, yes. I remember that.
Yeah.
Very big
Definitely
progress.
good improvement. Applejack, you're a little stinker, you know that? Oh, don't look at me with those eyes. I won't be able to be mad at you.
Oh my gosh, he's purring too.
Yeah, he's very happy. Any tip for perspective? I'm thinking to draw as a hobby at my 30s. We do talk about perspective tips quite a lot on stream.
Yeah, we actually talked a lot about it, I think, earlier this stream.
Yeah, if you want to rewind the stream, we talked about that a bit earlier.
With intuitive and technical and...
Yeah. It looks like this. We talked a little bit about intuitive and technical perspective. I didn't teach a lot of perspective. I kind of more explained what you need to learn. We do teach the perspective on stream. We didn't today, though.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe Colton, you should make a video on perspective exercises.
That would be fun.
I don't know, maybe like a short video. What outfit should I give
Would
Miki?
you quit it, Applejack? You're getting hair everywhere.
Maybe wear like a crop shirt. He's just feeling lovey.
He is. I'll snuggle with you later. Don't play with the other kitties.
Other kitties are taking a nap.
They're so boring. They're not you guys.
So much stuff to pack in less than a month before I move.
Bruh.
Well,
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean.
Well, at least you only have to move like down the street.
Yeah, and not
Across
40
the
minutes away.
state. Or to the other side of the country. You know, look at the bright side.
Yep. It is a lot of work though, so good luck.
You want to head out soon?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Applejack, I thought I put you away. You're too snuggly. Ew, put his ear on my finger.
I started doodling on a church bulletin. I liked what I did enough to try and make it a full piece. Just need to do a little strategic censorship in order not to dox myself. Well, that's good. I'm glad you found something that you liked.
Do we stream every day? Not every day, but we will stream 4 or 5 times a week.
Yep.
We just got done streaming. We just got done streaming every single day for like 3.5 weeks. The glasses are not play toys. These are my strategic anti-cat glasses.
His tail's twitching. He's very happy right now.
No, we don't stream every day, but we stream like most days.
Yeah, like maybe like 5 times a week
Yeah.
with a few exceptions, you know. Sometimes we'll be like, you know what, let's just stream every day.
Applejack, oh my gosh, dude, he's so snuggly. Get out of here. You want these? You want to wear these?
Just wants to bite him. You know, Applejack loves plastic. He loves anything that crinkles.
Oh yeah, Applejack is so full of microplastics, dude. He just loves crinkly plastic. Licking it.
Eating it, chewing it. No, you're not getting my water. Alright, I'm gonna have to get you off again. Here, come here.
Awesome. Well, I mean, if you did find the channel and you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button or follow, depending on what platform you're on. We do go live all the time, and we are focused on teaching art fundamentals.
Stuff like anatomy, perspective, lighting.
We try to make fundamentals fun. We put the fun in fundamentals.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's being a
being
little
such an
terror.
idiot.
Yes, we do put the fun in fundamentals.
And we teach it too, so you can check it out here. This is our website.
Yep.
Finally, about time. Did you finally settle down?
About time.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I'll move the stream to something that's more interesting so we don't get a weird Applejack thumbnail. How do you do side profiles? Because I'm struggling. We
like
have.
these. That's cool.
Oh, thank you. We have a video on that on our TikTok, so you can go check that out. Because I don't think we're gonna cover side profiles today.
Followed
Awesome.
you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome sauce stream. Glad.
3,000 total viewers. That's pretty good for a
Without
stream.
the Dubels, it's Dementals. Dubel Dementals.
Do Beltament.
Yeah, awesome. All right, everybody. Well, I think that is probably going to be it. Thank you so much for hanging out. We will probably be live tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll most likely be live tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, your Band-Aid.
And oh my gosh, dude, I almost like cut my pinky off yesterday. It was crazy. Happy birthday again, Fox.
Yes, happy birthday, Fox. Learned a lot. Awesome.
Learned a lot. Great stream as always. Awesome, Benji. Are you who's doing the bi-weekly challenge?
Ooh.
Yes, we are running challenges in the Discord server now.
Check it out here.
Yep. And I'm going to be making a role that allows you to get notifications for challenges and also post the bi-weeklies soon. I'm going to be posting that soon in the self-rolls channel. Because last challenge, we had a couple sneaky chatters sneak into the Discord server and post some random unrelated comic to try to get their work on stream. So I'm going to be making I'm going to be making a little bit of a larger barrier to entry. Love you guys for the lesson. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. It was funny, wasn't it? I'm just like, who is this? And I kicked them out of the server. I'm like, get out of here. And
Yeah.
they immediately rejoined.
Silly.
I didn't have the heart to ban them. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Good
We need
night.
to go to our... Oops. I pressed the wrong button. Meow, meow, meow,
I forgot to
meow.
spin that today.
Meow, 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 meow.
That. What are the challenges about? The information will be on our Discord. We have all
Yes.
the descriptions there. There's a challenge channel.
Go
and
join the
stuff.
Discord, and you can find the spring art. What is it called? Spring something.
Training arc.
Spring training arc. And you can read about them. There's one going on. We just announced it on Friday. It's like character sheets for your characters and stuff.
And making illustration.
So bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for hanging out and showing up, and we will talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. And YouTube, we will talk to you later. See ya.